hardcore flower fairy! And today we have a very special guest. We have Mimi!
Hi! Mimi Mumimo!
Yeah! Thank you, Mimi, for joining along on this very special MILGRAM stream.
I am here too. I'm definitely going to be the cheeriest I've ever been next to a prison.
Yes. And I've heard that you've already been familiar with like MILGRAM before, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. So this whole episode will be me being like, oh, I can't say that because of spoilers, or oh, well, what I know from the future.
That's okay. I know during the last stream, I also had Serena on board, and she is also very much up to date with it. And she was just like, I can't say anything. But the hints did help a lot.
It's okay. I will just be like, your opinions are wrong, but I refuse to elaborate. That's okay. I don't expect people to have wrong opinions today.
Heck yeah.
I chose this specific week because I really wanted to go over these songs.
Yeah! Is this one's your favorite song, or do you have like another favorite song in the series?
I think these two are some of my absolute favorites.
Oh, okay. Nice. And wait, are you actually like up to date with the third season right now? Because I know there's 3 seasons, right?
Not completely up to date. Like I haven't like briefly watched some of the songs, but I didn't like look super deeply into it. So I haven't like been looking up the translations or anything like that.
I see. Yes, well, today we are going to be going over the next 2 people, which is Futa and Moo. And I believe that your song cover that you're gonna be doing today is actually Moo's song, isn't it?
I so wish I was like you. Okay, I was like, man, if only I could sing metal right now, I would rock the heck out of Futa's song, but...
Wait, I feel like you'd be good at metal though. Like, you know, like you could use like your cute voice as a contrast to the hardcore songs, you know?
I can't death voice though. I want to be able to death voice someday.
Yeah, it's okay. Maybe one day. Oh, I also heard that recently you did a concert, right? You did a concert in New York?
Oh yeah. We did a live venue. I guess I don't know if it's like considered a huge concert. It's like a little club venue.
Oh,
it was fun.
Cute. How was it?
That was good. There was some live water gang, which I've always wanted to see happen.
Nice. Well, I guess before I show everybody your song today, tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know that there's some Maeflowers that might be familiar with you and some that aren't as familiar with you.
Nice to meet Annie Maeflowers! Mimi Mumimo! I'm a little fortune-dealing witch from Glitch Stars, Virus, and Ephemera! Magical Mimi Dasu! I am 50% sassy, 50% sleepy, 100% sure to make you smile. Yippee! And so today I'm a schoolgirl, so this is my schoolgirl fit. I have to be on theme.
So cute. Wait, you're not on summer vacation?
Oh, you know what? That's so fair. It's okay because you know, we're like frozen, suspended in this, you know, little pocket of time that is the MILGRAM project. We don't know how time flows on the outside right now.
That is very true. Okay then. Oh, actually, what? To have the Maeflowers know a little bit more about what you do you also like? What kind of games do you usually play? Like, what are you super into right now?
Well, most people sort of know me as a TCG streamer.
Heck yeah!
So yeah, I play a lot of TCGs like Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to be doing like a Hololive TCG demonstration this weekend, in fact, and I'll be playing some more TCGs in the upcoming weeks. It'll be fun to announce. But I personally, I like okay, I've been like obsessed with horse game right now.
Heck yeah!
So, playing a lot of Umuzume and other roguelikes, and then I also really love idols. So I may not be the best singer, but I know everything about idols.
Heck yeah! Yeah, we love idols here. Untitled Horse Game. Yeah, everybody's like, whoa, the horse game. Yeah.
No.
Everybody's like obsessed right now with it.
Please save yourself.
Save myself. I mean, I'm really tempted, honestly. I keep getting ads for it like every second of the day, and everyone's trying to convince me. Even my chat's like, yeah, the horse game, and I'm like,
You can enjoy it as like there's like two ways of enjoying games, right? But I am incapable of enjoying something casually. I can only enjoy something in a sweaty way, and this game is like the sweatiest thing ever. It's like for people that like know math, I swear.
oh really? Wait, so there's a lot of math involved to it.
It's actually a gacha roguelike. If you want to more accurately describe it, like every time you raise a horse, it's like this really intense min-max experience. So I'm in the tournament right now.
Oh, holy crap! The tournament!
Yeah, I'm in this tournament organized by Yae, Yugiri, and we're all like starting from scratch and seeing who can make the best horse in 1 week. Yeah, it's like the sweatiest thing I've ever done, really.
Wow.
Honestly, this is way harder than TCG.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's all RNG in the end too, you know, like, cause it's like real life horse racing. You have to bet at the end of the day. It's like your horse decides to do this today.
And it's also like it's based off of like real life horses, right? Like there's actually lore behind the anime girls and everything too.
Actually, if you ever want to find that part out, that is like the most interesting part of the game to me, in my opinion. There's like a bunch of anime that exists that I like never watched. But all of it is like historically accurate, which is crazy. But then like the horses have like really deep and touching stories.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy!
Yeah, because they're all
Wow.
like really famous horses. So like they all have like really like famous comeback stories or really intense like lives or personalities that make it like even better.
Oh wow! Oh, someone in chat said you could donate grass to a horse too. You could donate grass as a thing. Wow!
You can, because one of the horses is like really popular, so you can literally like it's like the equivalent of like akasupaing that horse. You can send them like food.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, I guess okay. So based off of like this game, would you ever go to a horse race yourself?
You know what? But I don't know, because it's like, you know, like when you play like video game versions of like sports, right? It's like so much more fun than actually doing it yourself. So I'm not sure. Like I would play like, you know, Switch baseball, but I don't think I would like it. I don't really enjoy baseball in real life.
I totally get that. I think I've been to a baseball game once when I was very young, and I don't know, they made it seem very exciting, but I was just like, I don't know what's happening. It's very quiet.
Yeah. It's very slow, but at least in horse racing is fast. So if it was like a horse I cared about maybe, and I was like there rooting for it, like then it would be really intense, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like I myself am participating, right? In this game, like I raised that horse and I want her to win. But in real life, like what am I doing? I'm like betting $10 on it winning, like.
That's true. You're going to have to actually like have the horse and then like make it like grow up and feed it and do all these things and get emotionally attached to it.
Exactly. That's my horse, girl, and like her triumphs are my triumphs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well,
yeah, you can try sometime just for funsies.
I think so. I'm gonna try not to get too obsessed with it. I'll be a little late to the game, but I'm sure it's a thing now.
Oh my god, but your entire week of Minecraft, I see that's what you easily get obsessed with things.
Oh yeah. No, it's because I'm like, it's my very first Minecraft game that I'm actually taking seriously. So literally, I've been walking around and everybody has been showing me a lot of their houses and a lot of the things. And like here I am building my own little like hut from like dirt and wood, and I'm like, people are making these crazy things.
That's how I feel in my Minecraft, I'm just like, okay, I'm here in the Stone Age. I just discovered like making things out of stone, and you over there are making like Da Vinci's like you're making like some Michelangelo structures over there, and then you're being like Leonardo da Vinci reinventing some like crazy engineering. And then like, okay, I'm sorry, we don't exist on the same plane.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I'm so glad.
No, it's okay. Minecraft is too big brain.
It is. But it is the type of game that you're just like stuck there for a while, because I have been like streaming like very long times, and then I realized that it's like dinner time, and I'm like, I should eat. I just don't eat.
It's like task oriented. You're like, I just gotta go do this now. Okay, now go do this now. Okay.
Yeah. I got you. Well, okay. Okay, guys. So we are going to be sharing Mimi's song cover. Yay!
Hazukashi.
Yay! Let's cheer her on. Are you guys ready? Yippee! Let's go!
いなくなれば消えればよかったの。起きちゃったしちゃったこんなにも私はいらない。特別意味はないの。外れを引いたの。もう来ちゃったしちゃったこんなにも私はいらない。ねえなんで痛いのやめてくれないの。乾いちゃってどうしたらごめんの魔法をきっと聞き飽きちゃったんだね。でも多分私も悪いところはあるからさ。それできっといいのかも。生きてるを感じたいよ。息してもいいのかな。教えてごめんなさいは届かないよ。ごめんなさいは届かないよ。ごめんなさいは届かないよ。ごめんなさいは届かないよ。明日に行きたくはない。昨日は忘れたい。私はとても辛かったの。助けて誰か。ねえもしも私のことは悪者にするなら無視したっていいからね。我慢ならもう慣れっこ。また味わってくたで。それなのに消したはずなのに夢に見ちゃうのよ。私もダメかもね。さよならもないにどうか。もう一度なんちゃって忘れて。痛みの中で会いましょう。私だけの居場所。心隠す刺激症。ほどき方はないしょ。悪魔の声による死傷。返す刃は秘書。あなたが好きよ。痛みの中で会いましょう。私だけの居場所。心隠す死に化粧。ほどき方はないしょ。悪魔の声による死傷。返す刃は秘書。あなたが好きよ。ねえなんで痛いのやめてくれないの。乾いちゃってどうしたらごめんの魔法をきっと聞き飽きちゃったんだね。でも多分私も悪いところはあるからさ。これできっといいのかも。生きてるを感じたいよ。息してもいいのかな。教えてごめんなさいは届かないよ。ごめんなさいは届かないよ。ごめんなさいは届かないよ。ごめんなさいは届かないよ。ごめんなさいが聞こえないよ。ごめんなさいが聞こえないよ。ごめんなさいが聞こえないよ。ごめんなさいが聞こえないよ。私がいなくなれば消えればよかったの。もう来ちゃったしちゃったこんなにも私はいらない。
Yeah.
I love this song, but this is actually like probably the only song I know how to sing in MILGRAM.
Oh, really? I feel like there's a lot of really good bangers in here, though.
There's a lot of good bangers, but I feel like actually one of the things I love about MILGRAM is like all the different genres that they get to explore. I feel like it's like Deco's main stuff for his like Vocaloid projects are always like a little samey, you know? The same three songs he keeps rewriting, but like I love the different, like how different each song in MILGRAM sounds and how like it really brings out the, I guess like the vocal color of the seiyuu and also the character. Yeah, so I feel like the other songs are like hard.
Yeah, you know, I actually haven't like noticed that. I know that Deco has like a very, very specific type of sound that he does for like most of his music, but I'm wondering if like all of the songs here are just like all very experimental songs.
I definitely feel that like about some of the later songs in the project. I feel like these two today are still a little bit more reminiscent of what he might usually write. Like I feel like the song is saying After Pain, I could totally hear Miku singing it, right? Like
yeah.
Right? I could totally hear Miku and Gumi or someone singing it. But then like the other song, Futa's song is like you know, he never really writes like rock because Miku never really had like good rock vocals in my opinion.
That's
like,
true, that's true.
It's probably pretty hard to tune her to do like that kind of grittier rock.
Yeah, I feel like it is. There's only a couple people who really specialize in that. And like especially when they try to add like a little bit of distortion in like Miku too. I think when someone can control it very well, like it works, but you have to be really good at it.
It's just like, it's also like you wouldn't expect the general populace of Miku fans to like go for that sort of thing. So it has like his usual flares, I think. Like it's kind of easy to pick out like, oh, he always uses that in the instrumental or whatever. But like I really like how like different it sounds compared to like his normal work.
Right. Oh, chat says anytime he uses a real person, it's experimental. Oh yeah, I guess he doesn't really use a lot of real life people unless it's something vocally interesting, right?
Oh wait, I was gonna ask like, how much did you actually know about MILGRAM Project before starting this?
Absolutely nothing. All I know is that I know Deco 28. I know that like there's supposed to be 3 tribes.
Yes.
I keep saying 28. This happened last stream. I keep saying.
Imagine every year he just changes his number, increases by 1.
28, 29, Deco 30, Deco 100.
Yeah. He's gonna get to 100 someday. Believe it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We come Deco Nina.
Yeah. I had no idea. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. It was actually my manager who mentioned it to me because she was like, "Oh, you might really like it because they have very like dark themes in the song." Yeah, because it was either this one or like Alien Stage, but I haven't really gone to Alien Stage yet. I heard it's popular.
I don't know anything either, but I'm really curious because they also have really good songs.
Yeah. They have. I really like the whole interactive series sort of stuff, especially with music. And like it's very interesting how they make like animations and they do all that stuff. I did hear that there was this one like, not related to music, but there was this one Chinese anime that I heard that like every single season there's like a fight off between different protagonists, and then during the next episode, depending on the votes of people, they either like win or lose, and like people don't know who the actual like main character is. Like you would think it would be somebody, but like out of all the people that fight, you don't know. So I think the interactive stuff is very, very interesting.
Yeah. Wow. That is like, what is the main character changes?
Yeah. Like people would be cheering them on, and then the next episode they fail. It's like, wait, what? They made him seem like he was gonna be the main character, but I guess he's not. I don't know, but it's really cool.
Yeah. I think I guess one of the things I'll talk about later, when we talk about the voting and stuff, is the the one issue that arises a lot in this project, which is meta voting.
Oh, meta voting. Can you like explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, like I'll explain more when we talk about how we feel about like certain if we're leaning like guilty or not guilty. But a lot of people in the fandom would vote like they would vote guilty or not guilty because they wish to send a message to the character. Which I think is very interesting. Like it's not just like an impartial sort of project where we say like, oh, we're the jury, we don't know them, so we're just going like, you know, guilty or not guilty based on what we think the facts are. A lot of them get really like the fandom itself gets attached to the characters, right? There was like a whole the fandom was like super into a couple characters just based on design and teasers and stuff before their songs came out, for example. So they got very attached to certain characters, and then the more like certain characters interacted, they know like, oh, these two are friends, or like these two, like, you know, I don't like their attitude or something like that. Like in the beginning, it's always been established. Like S has always said you can vote in whatever manner you wish, right?
Right.
You decide what your meaning of guilty or not guilty is, and some people's idea of guilty or not guilty is like, I think we need to teach this person a lesson and give them a guilty.
Crazy.
Because they don't, or like, I think like I like this character, so I, even though I think they're sort of guilty, I think what they did was right in my eyes anyway, so I'm gonna vote not guilty. Stuff like that. Yeah,
it's like it doesn't matter what they do. I love them. They're great. Oh wow. That's crazy. And I guess I guess the first and second trial has ended, so we can't do that currently since we're starting from the beginning. But if people want to like go ahead of it, they can do a lot of the meta voting right now, right?
Yeah. They could if they wanted, because since like the story isn't written until the votes are in, right? So depending on their guilty or not guilty verdicts, the characters will act differently, and that's what they were like hoping to get. But it actually, I don't want to spoil her too much.
I
feel like it's never as expected, basically.
Right.
Like, no, like the way they write it. Yeah, the way they write it, the way Deco does it, he never like listens to just what the fans say, you know. He's like, oh, okay, we're gonna put this twist on it then.
That's crazy.
He keeps you guessing, which makes it really interesting.
Yeah, it really does feel like, you know, they're writing out like a whole series live, like one of those what's it called? Not live action, reality TV, kind of like reality, like reality TV.
Like reality TV. Yeah. It's not like a story that's already been like set in place.
Oh, that's so interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I think that you know, me along with a lot of the other people, like my Maeflowers here, kind of have an idea of what it's about. And technically, we could go on the website and check it out, but like because it is such a very new and interesting concept, it can get very confusing. And because it is mostly to the Japanese audience, you know, we don't really know how to participate in it or do anything with it, which is why we're all really, you know, very curious about how this brought up. Yeah.
But MILGRAM Project has a bunch of overseas fans, because you don't have to be in Japan to vote.
Yeah.
So everyone still participated and voted, and there would be a lot of comment discussion where people who knew Japanese would try to like add more like background or nuance to the lyrics. Because there's the official translation, but then they would be like, this word means this, or this screenshot in the image, like here's the translation for it and stuff like that. Which is it's also the fact that it was interactive, but also like it built a community around it very easily.
I love that. That's
they tried to make it very accessible, which I enjoyed participating in.
That's great. Well, hopefully we could catch up to season 3 and then we'll be able to participate at some point. Yeah. But speaking of guilty or not guilty type things, we are going to share the votes from last week. So basically, I'm having my Maeflowers vote on whether they think it's guilty or not guilty for every episode that we're doing. And then let me share here, sharing the screen. Yippee! So this is the votes that we have for today. So is Haruka guilty or not guilty? It seems that about 63% of you guys said not guilty. And for they also said not guilty, which I guess is understandable. They're the very first ones that started, right? It seems fairly innocent. Yeah, everyone is innocent. Yeah. So that's going to be it, and then we're gonna put out the votes for these next ones. But I guess in the meantime, let me set this up here for Futa. The first person that we are going to be reacting to and listening to today is Futa. So like let me move us. We're gonna move us.
I'm curious. Are you waiting to reveal if they were right or not, or?
Yes. So I am waiting to reveal. So they do get a prize towards the end. If they get mostly right, they get a good ending voice pack. And then if they guess mostly wrong, they get a bad ending voice pack. So we're having our own little twist to it as well.
Okay, yeah. So nobody cheats.
Yeah, no cheating
here.
But you are free to give hints, Mamie, if you like.
Oh, okay.
So people can twist results to their direction depending on what they want the voice pack to be. Yeah.
I will say is like one of my favorites.
The person from last week also said that. Yuno is a fan favorite.
She's a fan favorite for girls.
Oh, wow. Do you have a second favorite?
It's hard because some of them are like, well, they're kind of criminals.
Yeah, they are criminals. Okay, they're straight up criminals. Got you. She's the only good girl out of everything.
Some of them are actually, pretty criminal. But I support women's wrongs, so I still like them.
Heck yeah.
Actually, I do think I like the characters from today a little bit more than the others. They're kind of pathetic in a way.
they're pathetic. I love them. I love how pathetic they are.
yeah. They're little pitiful, like kawaii so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna we will discover and learn about them, and let me know, Maeflowers, if you like them or not. Mamie is a villainess. Exactly. That's why we invited her over. Yes, we love villains here. We're inviting all the villains here, and yes, people can intentionally sabotage the results for the everyday voting. So it's a lot more fun that way. We gotta add some chaos in our life, right? All right. So let me share my screen with you, Mamie, so you can also watch everything in real time.
Oh god, this song is such a banger, everybody. So like, hold on to your pants.
Yeah, we are gonna be doing the voice trial drama first. So we're gonna be going in that order, and then we're gonna go into the song. So
okay, all right. I'm so curious about this one. I feel like this one is the most relevant to chat and VTubing.
Heck yeah! Nice! Okay, I'm excited then. Alright. So let me play it. Dun 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 dun. You can see my screen, right? Everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Oh!
ずいぶんな荒れようじゃないか。囚人番号3番、フータ。
I feel like I'm gonna like him.
誰のせいだと思ってんだ、クソガキ
Told you, he's kind of
僕は
pathetic.
看守だ。
Yeah!
言葉遣
I
いに
like
は
the
気をつ
pathetic
けろ。
types too.
なめんじゃねえぞ。こんなところに連れてきて偉そうにしやがって。
どうした？震えているぞ。
Oh!
やってやる。やってやるよ。
Oh!
屈はわからないが、ジャッカロープが言っていたのはこれか。囚人から看守への攻撃はできない。
なんだっつんだよ。現実じゃねえのか、ここは。
無害とはいえ感心しないな。看守への攻撃行動、とても悪印象だ。
こんなふざけた場所へ閉じ込めた奴が何言ってやがる。立派な正当防衛だ。何笑ってやがる。
いや、すまない。こっちの話だ。
何なんだよてめえ。
まあ一旦座れフータ。尋問を始める。どうした？腰が抜けて立てないか？
バカにするんだね。そもそも俺は自分が囚人だなんて認めてねえ。こんなわけわかんねえ場所に連れてくるなんて人権侵害だ。
自分を囚人だと認めていないか？
当たり前だ。無実の人間を拘束して監禁するなんざ、てめえの方がよっぽど犯罪者じゃねえか。他の奴らはなんでか素直に受け入れてやがるが、俺はごまかされねえぞ。
それはおかしいな。お前らは全員人殺しだと聞いている。
知らねえ。誰が言ってんだそんなこと。
思い当たる節もないと。
当たり前だ。名誉毀損だろそれ。
しかし人殺しという言葉が出た瞬間に腕を組み出したな。これ以上踏み込んでほしくないか？
は？
囚人ではないと僕に殴りかかるほどだ。日本の法律を犯していないという自信があるんだろう。
そう言ってんじゃねえか。
He might be innocent.
人殺しでは判断した。
Oh, okay.
立
Okay.
件はできない。
Specifically Japanese
犯罪で
law.
はない。
Ah.
ただ人は殺した。目をそらしたな。
バカバカしい。的外れだぜ。
話し始める前に唇を舐めたな。緊張している証拠だ。嘘をつき慣れていないのか？
いい加減にしろってね。
I feel like this didn't happen with the last guy.
頭に血が上ると暴力が無意味だということまで忘れてしまうのか？
汚ねえぞてめえ。
ちなみに教えといてやろう。仕草や反応で心理が読めるなんてことはありえない。それらしい話に簡単に騙されないようにな。
He's not super
残念ながら
smart.
お前の言う人権侵害も
S is having
監
the time
禁
of his
も
life right now.
名誉毀損もミルグラムでは全く問題にならない。ここはそういった断りの外にある。
そんなこと認められっか。
自分の立場をわきまえろ。何を言おうとお前は人殺しの囚人だ。決して逃げられない。お前に判決が下るまではな。
くだらねえ。俺は殺してねえ。殺してねえんだ。殺してねえ。殺してねえよな。
フータ、
なんだよ。
先に述べたミルグラムの性質上、お前の人殺しも今の時点では問題にはならない。僕はそのことでお前を責める気もない。一旦落ち着くといい。
殺してねえっつうの。
どちらでもいいさ。いずれミルグラムの力でわかる問題だ。お前の心証を覗くことになるからな。
プライバシーの侵害だろ。ふざけんなよ。
お前にとっては好都合だろ。本当に人を殺していないんだったらそれを証明できるんだ。
そうだけどよ。
安心しろ。ミルグラムはまあ
Maybe he is a vigilante or something.
別にお前の敵じゃない。たとえ法律を犯していても、人を殺していても、ミルグラムで許すと判断されれば許される。ある意味フラットだろ。まあお前の味方というわけでもないけどな。落ち着いたようだな。
現状どうしようもねえからな。出口は見当たらねえし、力ずくでも通用しねえと来たらよ。おいやつ、
言葉遣いに気をつけろと言ったはずだが。
うるせえ、どうせ俺より年下だろ。
やれやれ、野蛮人め。
ここは何なんだよ。なんで目的が俺たちを捉えてんだ。
would say that.
答えるつもりは
Yeah,
ない。
seriously.
お前たちはただ監獄で生活をしていればいい。
おい、囚人だからってなめんなよ。刑務所の中の人権侵害とか今時問題になってんの知らねえのかよ。
I just want to pet his head.
囚人だということは認めたのか。
言葉のあやだバカ。
こちらからの質問をするぞ。監獄内の生活はどうだ。
どうもこうもねえよ。スマホも PC もねえし、現代人からネットワークを奪うなんてどうかしてんじゃねえのか。
Me.
他の囚人との関係性はどうだ。
別に。でも変な奴らだよ。なんでか落ち着いてる奴も多い。こんな状況だっつうのに。特に気に食わねえのが指導と和井のおっさんコンビだな。
Oh.
この緊急事態だっつうのに
Shidon and Kazuya are the older guys.
年長者のくせに
Oh,
のん
I
きにし
see.
やがって。
Later on,
入り
right?
見えたらありゃしねえ。
そうか。
ああ、はるかもみことも全然だけどな。俺が引っ張っていかなきゃなんねえ。
You'll notice he mentions
そ
all
も
the
そ
men.
も女は頼りにしてねえ
Yeah,
し。
it is mostly
代
men.
表してガツンと言ってやる
He's
よっ
like,
つって
all the
今
men are
回も俺が
useless.
来てるわ
It
け
should
よ。
be men in this situation.
それであんなに
Yeah.
興奮してたのか。しかし代表の割にやけに震えていたな。
いや、それはユナのやつが尋問室でとんでもねえ暴力を受けたって言ってたからよ。武者震いってやつだよ。
ユノ、律儀にやってくれたんだな。
なんか言ったかよ。
Messing with
特
him.
に何も。しかしよく喋るようになったじゃないか。
は？お前が質問してきたんだろうが。
最初はよっぽど怯えていたのだろうな。先制攻撃することでそれをごまかす。そうして自分を守ってきたのだ。
S is very good at revealing this.
Yeah.
喧嘩売ってんのかよ。
僕がお前を判断するために必要な評価だ。気を悪くするな。
おいおいおいおい、偉そうに人を評価してんじゃねえぞ。違法行為だらけのやつがよ。ここを出たら絶対に訴えてやっからな。お前もただで済むと思うなよ。俺は悪いやつは許さねえ。このミルグラムとかいう場所も絶対に潰してやる。
僕が悪いやつか。その発想はなかった。ではフータ、お
Yeah.
前は正義か。
足りねえだろ。悪をぶっ潰すのが正義だ。
正義
To
が
find a good lawyer?
人を
I think
殺したの
so.
He is, yeah, very convinced that he's on the side of justice.
では思
Yeah,
考実
very,
験
very
だ。
convinced about that.
どう思う？正義のための殺しは許されるか。
許される。許されるに決まってる。
興味があるな。果たして正義は許されるのか。善悪、罪、そこに因果関係はあるのか。
おい、何ブツブツ言ってやがる。
Oh, here's the clock.
なんだ、
Here
何
it
が起きてやがる。
is.
時間か。見せてもらうよ。お前の正義。
歌を
Oh.
抽出するってやつか。好きにしやがれ。
そうさせてもらおう。何か言い残したことはあるか。
言い残したことね。おいやつ、
なんだ。
なんで笑ってやがった。最初の方、 こっちの話だとか言ってはぐらかしてただろ。ああいうのもやもやして気持ち悪いんだよ。
ああ、あまりに囚人らしい囚人だったもので正直少し嬉しくなった。
He means Futo's really
いつもより
simple.
張り切っていじめてしまったかもしれないな。
はあ
He's like, oh, you look so fun to mess with. And he did. He messed with him the entire time.
That was so good.
さあ、お前の罪を歌え。
Yeah. Okay. So this...
Wow.
Yeah, so while like they didn't say anything too concrete, I think they gave you a very good overview of like his character and his thoughts if you read between the lines. So I'm curious what your initial impression of Futa is.
I don't know. I like him. Like I feel everybody in chat was literally saying like he's guilty. I'm like, I guess it really depends on like the extent of his crime because you know, I think that like just because I'm like, oh, I just want to pet him in the head and everything will be okay. But you know that like if you do that to actually somebody who's actually like that dumb and does something, that it just gets worse over time, which, you know, morality issues. But also at the same time, it's like, you know, he's trying his best.
See, okay, so you already have like this impression of him, that, well, he's he may not have meant it in like a evil way, I suppose.
Yeah, like maybe he's just dumb, like, you know. But like I guess being dumb isn't an excuse.
So there's a couple of things that I would say. By the way, I like studied English and stuff, so I really like analyzing things.
Yeah.
So don't mind me. There's a couple things that I think are pretty important that stand out in this voice drama. One is that you can immediately tell Futa is characterized as a very simple person, but this is, I know you've only met like 3 people so far.
Right.
Out of everyone in MILGRAM, he is like, as S pointed out, he's the only one who acts like a prisoner. He's like the kind of like the everyman, I would say.
The everyman.
Everyone else, yeah, because everyone else is a little like he's like, oh, they're such weirdos. I don't understand why they're like not freaking out in this situation.
Yeah.
He's the one who acts the most normal in this situation.
I mean, I feel like that's most like human though, because if you act normal, then you're not a psychopath.
He's supposed to be like the closest to it, like just an average, ordinary person who's like actually mad that he's like freaking out. Like, where am I? As we saw, this MILGRAM space seems to exist in a place that's not quite like the Earth we know it, right? We don't know enough about it. And actually, there's a little bit of a tidbit even S didn't know, which I think is important and it'll come back later on. Even S didn't know that, like, what would happen if someone were trying to attack him. He doesn't know that, like, that's how this world works.
Well, he doesn't really have any like
answers.
memories at the moment either, right?
Yeah.
Like he's kind of just going off of his like inner sense of justice, whatever he has, but he doesn't know much about anything else other than that.
No. Yeah. So Futa is very he's like acting realistically, like you can't just like steal me and kidnap me and bring me here. Like there should be like an order to things. I want a lawyer, right? Like
yeah. A couple of people in chat were saying that like he needs a lawyer, but I'm like, I don't think he can bring a lawyer here in MILGRAM.
No,
it's literally just you.
Yeah. He also brings up Japanese law a lot and like public perception. He's like, don't you know law, prisons have a whole human rights issue lately. You have to like abide by it, but like that has nothing to do with MILGRAM because MILGRAM doesn't operate by Japanese law.
Right. So,
Yeah, so he is like the most defensive and angry about it, and the other prisoners you'll meet don't have this reaction. They're like very oddly like either calm or accepting or don't care about their fate and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm wondering if like some of the prisoners are aware that like, or maybe like the rules of MILGRAM, or like maybe, you know, they know that they're not of the plane. Because this guy,
I don't think anyone else is. No, everyone else is not more aware, but like they're more aware of their own crime. And Futa is like steadfastly like, I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't belong here. Whereas everyone else is like, well, I did the crime or something, so I belong here, kind of deal. Like, I'll accept it. Yeah. And another thing is like, the reason why Futa is so... He's meant to be relatable because of the nature of his crime.
Right. Yeah, I feel like he is probably the most relatable out of everyone. Like, he's not really... I guess not really like putting up a mask. Like I know last week we were talking about, you know, where she puts on such a heavy mask, and like she was probably the hardest one to analyze in the music video.
I think she is the hardest one by far, and it's very like, we only recently just got another, you know, song that explains something, and like I don't think anyone, I feel like we didn't like expect that.
Right. Oh wow. Okay, well I'm very, very excited to see Futa's song.
But I think out of all the songs, Futa's song is the most straightforward. Like, it's the most easiest to understand.
Okay, cool. So everybody has a bit of a break then, trying to play detective.
Because like people like Yunos is very metaphoric, abstract. We're not sure what's going on because this is like, that's like her way of expressing herself, because as we see, all these songs are through their POV. They're very like unreliable narrator, right? So Futa, as like a very simple person, doesn't really know how to lie, as we saw with S. He's so naive. Like, Yuno told him, like, oh yeah, I was like tortured a lot. It sucks. And like he believes it, right? He just believes it right off the bat.
It was so easy,
So I think his music video is like the most straightforward of what's happening.
Yeah, see, that's why I like him. You know, he's just straightforward. He doesn't play games.
You'll see.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a lot of people. They're saying like guilty. They're like, I don't like this guy. Like, no. This is straight up like a normal like human interaction. Like, guys.
Well, I don't think anyone is purely innocent. They all did some bad deed or another. But I think it's more like out of all the bad deeds, it's not a not bad deed. You know, it's still something that would be considered a crime, but it's something that like he's like reacting very realistically to later on. It's like, it's also because he's pretty young. He's just a student.
Okay. Oh yeah, age do comes into play, right? Into these.
So the first 4 are all like high school age students, and then we'll get the adults later on.
The adults one, I feel like those are gonna be pretty intense. Dragon says, you know who he makes me think of? Bakugo. That's what's been eating at me. Yeah, like Bakugo.
Okay, imagine Bakugo. Yeah, Bakugo, but not as smart.
Not as smart. Yeah.
He's not that smart or calculating.
Yeah. Especially with the character tropes, like I feel like it goes like either way. Like the anger issues character trope, I feel like they always have a little bit of like, you know, relatability, a little bit of like something that makes people like them regardless of having anger issues. Which, you know, that's this one's done pretty well. So So okay, so let's watch the music video.
Yeah, the music video. My favorite.
I'm so excited for it. Okay, let me put this.
Such a good song.
Oh, here we go. Put this in the beginning.
It's called Bring It On.
Bring It On. Heck yeah. I'm excited. Vibes. It's kind of like an anime opening.
Yeah, this one is very, it's a lot of animation,
Yeah. but all I know is that they're Twitter posts, so they must not be good.
Yeah. So far, it's not saying anything too important, but.
Oh? I really like this song.
This is one of my favorites. Such a banger.
It's so good.
I was saying, because if you like metal, you'll like this song.
Yeah. I love the back and forth between the real life and the game world that he has here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a big time. He hunts Twitter users, that's crazy. Oh. Wow.
Yeah, so this is his perception of the world, right?
Yeah.
He thinks he's an adventurer in a game. He thinks he's a hero.
His crime is being too much of a gamer. That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, you see, he starts cracking here.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he's like flashing more back to real life now.
Yeah.
Yeah! Oh my god, banger. Banger song. I love it so much. I wish I could sing it.
I was holding my breath the whole
love
song.
it.
I was just like, wait,
His
this
second
is so
song is
fun.
also just as good.
Really? Is it still kind of
Yeah.
the same genre, or is it kind of like a different genre?
Yes.
Oh,
There's
wow.
two of the guys always sing like metal music, and I love it so much.
It's so freaking good. What the heck?
Okay, yeah. So there's a lot more animation and a lot more going on in his song that's a little bit more explicit than other songs.
Right,
So
right.
it's pretty easy to go frame by frame and like guess what's going on a little bit more
Yeah,
than other people.
Yeah, I think we could
so
definitely do that. It's so visually interesting too. Like, I think it's going to be a lot of fun trying to scrub through it. I see. If delusional, then he's not responsible legally. That's boy brings justice to victims. Yeah, I think I still have to take a look on like what the victims is, because I think I'm still trying to figure out like what was the big thing, like what was the murder? Because he's mostly online.
It's a little bit more. I will explain just like from some of the Twitter screenshots that we couldn't translate at the time.
Yeah.
At first it was kind of just like, yo, we oh yeah, we're doing it again, right? Like we're assembling, lol. And then if you can go back to one of the scenes where he encounters somebody else, and then you'll see like afterwards when he what he posts on Twitter about it.
Okay, here.
So
let's,
so not
I might go
this
from the-
stuff yet.
Okay, not this stuff. So this entire part here in the beginning, he's like online. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind
just
of
his
just the setting.
backstory, right?
Backstory.
You can tell he's like a gamer. He's just kind of
Yeah.
like he later on it shows like a university. He's a university student. He's like kind of like keeps to himself, a loner kind of deal. So he finds people online to be his friends, right?
Makes sense.
He's
So
not
very,
like
very
he's
relatable.
not he's not hanging out in person. He's mostly hanging out like online. And that kind of leads to his downfall, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
yeah.
When you're chronically online.
Exactly.
No wonder you said this was like a VTuber story. I was like,
Yeah,
this is a VTuber
this
story.
is very this is the most relatable because I don't think anyone. Well, unless anyone has committed murder, you know, don't admit it in
we
our
haven't committed
chat,
murder
but
yet. He sounds-
So if you go a little bit further, when he's going to the university,
Is it the scene? The scene
Not-
right here?
no,
Further ahead.
beyond
He's still
this,
talking.
beyond this.
Game center.
Yeah.
He's going to the game center. And then what's this? There's a bring it on the arcade. He's going on to the arcade.
Yeah, so that's more just his background, right? His background is such that he seems like kind of like a loner. Like there's other friends like hanging out at the arcade, and he's not. But he has a really strong sense of justice, right? He says all evil hypocrites should disappear. Like people on the side of justice will win, and there'll be karma and stuff like that.
Right.
He has this like this anger towards the world that you're not sure where it comes from, but it could be because he's a bit of a loner.
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
it's
Plus,
actually,
if you're playing video games or you're watching like anime, manga, and it's just like you become the hero of the story, it gets even more emphasized, I guess, when you're alone.
Yeah. And all the game scenes show he's a little bit out of touch with reality, right? Kind of inflating himself to be this hero, and everyone is like on his side and in a party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
So if you
party,
move on, it's beyond this
moving
scene,
on to
not
here,
this
beyond the
scene
scene.
specifically.
He's on the internet. I like he keeps smiling like whenever he sees the thing. Do you happen to know the context of like from the beginning until like this point, like what all the Twitter posts are about?
I don't have this one memorized, but basically this is kind of like one of his first incidents where he posts something and basically he says, well, now let's hunt down liars, right? He's basically exposing people.
He's exposing people online. Right.
Yeah, he's basically canceling people.
That sounds like real life, much like real life as well. Batman, but he's a bad man.
Yeah, so
okay.
he doesn't really, I don't think he like necessarily intends for it at first, but basically he gets so much traction that like he gets the sense of like power from like, wow, I'm such an influential person all of a sudden. This like nobody who like oh my god, I'm so glad like you posted this sort of thing and that everyone's aware of this, and so he keeps doing it, right? To the point where he starts like doing it on purpose.
Yeah, like when you go on social media and you go on Twitter and then you write something and have an opinion and then you get surprised that a lot of people like it. So is it really a right thing to do if everybody agrees with you, or like that type of stuff, I guess.
So later on, not this scene but the one afterwards.
Okay, let me scrub through it. He's going on to Twitter. He's twittering. They're twittering.
Yeah. So so that immediately comes into this, right? He looks like he is leading the charge against this evil villain that they're fighting, and everybody else is rallying to his side and on his side helping defeat this evil. And then when he successfully cancels someone, then they won and the injustice prevailed. And he has this very simple sense of justice in this way, right?
Right.
And so after this scene is when he goes to the university and he happens to oversee something.
The mission complete.
Yeah, so like everyone's congratulating him, and he gets this feedback, this positive feedback, right? Like, oh, what I did was like good.
This university. This is the university.
Yeah,
then.
so he goes to the university and he sees this scene.
Oh yeah, this one. This one's the real life one. Yeah.
Yeah. So this what we can tell is like, oh, it looks like a classic case of like probably harassment, right?
Yeah, this is a harassment, and he notices it.
Like probably maybe like a professor or someone is like trying to, like corner this woman and stuff. And
Yes.
here's the thing that I think is important to point out. If you were truly a hero, if you're truly a good person, what would you do in this situation? Wouldn't you try to stop him?
Yeah, he would actually try to stop the situation in real life. But then he keeps moving forward, doesn't he?
He doesn't. He takes his picture and posts it online instead. And that's like one of the most, I guess, like damning pieces of evidence about how he is taking this. Like, if you were really a good person, you would care about the victim, right?
Right.
You would want to protect the victim, and then we could be like, oh yeah, that's like the right thing to do in this situation. But instead of doing that, he takes a picture and tries to ruin his life online instead. He like smiles, like, and
He's
is like,
smiling
alrighty,
about
you are
it.
my next victim, right? I'm going to expose this to everyone. You're gonna regret it.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
and
all
so-
the Twitter posts and it's happening. And then
See,
there's
he
the
puts a
parallel with the
wanted sign, like, yeah, this is our next target, guys.
Right. So this is the next target, and then this one representing all of the people online. He was like, yeah, that's bad. And then I guess he got a sense of satisfaction from that. Let me play the song.
Yeah. So yeah, there's this like picture of them. And I think it's funny because he's like, the flame sword is he's flaming people.
Oh yeah, I really like kind of the metaphor that they put in there with the flames too. Wow.
And so he's just been doing this as a routine, saying like, haha, you won't, like, we're gonna assemble as justice, right?
Right. Oh, and then this is kind of like the breakdown part where I feel like things do fall apart. I think I kind of missed this a little bit too.
Yeah. This part is a little bit more interpretive than
This part
other
right here?
places. Yeah, but this is the first time in real life he's going to a location that is also the same in the game world, right?
Oh,
And
so the
so what
blending
people-
between reality and
Yeah.
okay.
So what people have interpreted this as, he's doxing someone.
Oh.
Because yeah, it's like a
wow.
real life location rather than like a monster, right?
That's true.
So he's like
yeah.
taking it a step further, like, oh, if you're guilty, then you don't deserve any kind of rights. So this is just like your comeuppance, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's
I like
he's
that.
not dressed as a hero in this. This is like his real life scene. He's seeing it as if it was still like his game world, like his online world.
Right. And it kind of shows like how delusional he kind of is at this point with try to blend that in, you know?
Well, he's not like really delusional because it's
not
like
really
still, yeah, it's
delusional,
still like,
yeah.
yeah, it's still like portrayed as reality.
Right,
but
right.
he basically thinks like, oh yeah, he doesn't. You can clearly tell he doesn't really think through the consequences of his actions
No,
in
no.
affecting people because he is chasing internet clout.
Right. The internet cloud and being lonely and trying to get all that. I guess it would be like an attention sort of thing then.
Yeah. So the last part I think is like something you can kind of like see the moment where he like starts like
The wanted
starting like
song.
reacting negatively.
Oh, so warning,
Yeah.
taste of punishment. Yeah, definitely not thinking this through.
Yeah. And this is the first time you see blood on him. And he's like, what?
Oh yeah.
Why does he have blood on his hands? And he starts freaking out.
Oh.
And then you notice nobody's on his side anymore.
Ah.
And he's no longer in the game world anymore because reality is hitting him.
Right. This is the There's a reality of doxing someone. Oh yeah, and then they're saying you're the crazy one. I like how it was kind of like flipped towards the end too with the lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically there is like a death in every single one of them.
Right.
But yeah, in this case, it's not like a legal definition of murder because as he mentioned, like I didn't do anything wrong under Japanese law. This came out like a couple years ago at this point, but he didn't physically kill anyone.
No,
you see, he never physically does it. He only does it in the game world. So what do you think happened?
Physically in the game world? Oh, maybe they ended up unaliving themselves?
Yeah, that's pretty much the interpretation. He doxed someone and it turns out that they probably like couldn't handle the online backlash and everyone turned against him, saying it was his fault that they did what they did and he led to that.
Right. And that's why during the audio drama he was saying that he didn't do anything, but I mean, I felt like there was peaks of guiltiness coming out because, you know, someone did unalive themselves, but at the same time, it wasn't by his hands necessarily. But it was still a very, I guess, bad thing to do to push someone that far. But I guess now we're like, what are we putting on a weight scale? Whatever that guy was doing compared to whatever he was doing. And that's really dependent on everybody's own sense of justice, I guess.
Yeah, I think all the songs is basically like if they physically did it, usually it shows some sort of like physical interaction, but there's a lot of like metaphorical ones where people died under some sort of circumstance that they didn't physically cause but was directly caused by their actions, and this is one of them. And that's like where he's hiding at the end because he's like he's no longer in the game world. He's been like booted out. Nobody's on his side anymore.
Right.
And he acts really defensive for someone who thinks he's innocent, right?
He does, yeah.
Yeah, because he's going by technicalities here. Like, technically, there's no law to persecute me. Technically, I didn't do anything. But a lot of public opinion and a lot of, like, which he was, like, worried about. Like, a lot of public opinion, a lot of, like, I guess sentiment in Japan has already come to the point where they think online harassment is something that can be pursued as a crime. And he's very worried about that, right? Because he never thought his game world life, the internet, is real life, right?
Yeah.
He never thought that there would be real life consequences to this extent. He thought he could just cancel them and they're a bad person and they can never show their face around anymore, but whatever, right? Like, that's their
and you
problem.
Can just log off the internet. You can't really, like, technically find someone, but you, like, people can find you on the internet despite the masks and the anonymity that is placed there.
Yeah. Especially if there's, like, doxing or, like, related to that.
Yeah, now you're just leaving trails of evidence. Ah, right. So, everybody's saying guilty. Everybody feels guilty. Well, I guess that's a good thing. Now we know that everybody kind of has a bit of a good heart here.
I will say, yeah. So, like, I think the arguments at the time were, mainly people voted based on attitude, actually.
Attitude.
Are they aware of their crime or not? That's why I said, like, meta voting. He acts so defensively because he doesn't think he did anything wrong.
Yes.
And what everyone was worried about was if we say he's innocent just because he's like... And first of all, he's like a college student, so he's technically an adult, right? He's not like a child. He's not like completely unaware that like actions have consequences. But also like he needs to take responsibility. That was the sentiment. Like he doesn't have a sense of responsibility. He feels guilt for his own hide, right? He's like worried he's gonna be punished.
Right.
It doesn't seem like he's worried about like feeling actually bad that like somebody took their life.
Right. He's guilty of getting caught, basically. Yeah. So people are asking, are we voting on him committing murder? He didn't commit murder. Are we voting on committing a crime? Yes, he committed a crime, but not a murder. Oh, well, it is.
The vote, it has nothing to do with that technically. The vote is whether you think in your sense, in any sense you want to judge by, morality, law, whatever, if someone is guilty or not guilty. It's not if they're guilty of a crime. It's just if you think they are guilty of anything in your personal opinion.
Yes. And there's some people who don't think they're guilty, as we've seen from the last one. I don't know. She didn't feel guilty. She didn't feel like she had any qualms about certain things. But this particular one, there definitely feels like he knows something is wrong, but because he's a kid, but you can't just give a slap on a wrist for doing something like that, right?
Is kind of an outlier though.
Yeah, she is a bit of an outlier.
The most obscure out of everyone. Everyone else has either they think very clearly they're guilty or not guilty, and you can kind of tell through their song. Does not show you her real emotions because she's so used to hiding it, so you can't really tell what she's thinking. Yeah, and it didn't come out till her third song. How she actually felt about the situation.
Oh, it's gonna be a long trial.
It's pretty difficult issue.
This one's most definitely the most straightforward one, and I think it's the one that's most relatable. Not even just the character being relatable. I just think the situation being relatable, because I'm sure that everybody has gone through something similar to this, or depending on whether you're on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence, or the hard side of the fence, which is the whole doxing situation. This is
Yeah, so I think, out of everyone else's case is killing someone directly or indirectly, and it's usually they had a motive, right? Fuda doesn't have a motive. This just happened to be some sort of really, if you think about it, it's just kind of a really unfortunate, extreme that happened.
Right.
But it was happening because of his actions, right?
It's like a trauma that kind of just spread, basically. When they say hurt people, and sometimes it grows even bigger than it is, even though it's unintentional. So he might actually at the current moment just be in a stage of denial.
He's very much in denial. He doesn't think he did anything wrong, but he doesn't think he's completely innocent because he knows what he took part in. However, I will say, he's not the only person, right? He started he started the harassment.
Yes.
But all the people that were always on his side or always egging him on and causing him to keep doing these actions, they kind of turned on him and used him as a scapegoat. They're not taking responsibility for their actions either, right?
Right.
Because it wasn't just one incident. There were so many tweets. There's so much exposure, online. And everyone else was oh, you know what? Actually, he's the one who caused us to do it. Yeah, it's because he well, also, I think it was a case of you can just show one thing. And it's you do have one bad accusation out in the world, and then the victim has no way of refuting it, right? Or the victim has no way of ever changing public perception. So there's also another thing with spreading misinformation. They're oh yeah, Futa's intentionally spreading misinformation, or why would you put that on the internet if it's not real? You should have
he became the
should have done better in this
for
case.
That. Yeah. Right. So in this case, it's I guess in his defense, for people who want to defend him, why is him out of all people the one who kind of has that, when the people around him are the one that's kind of supporting a lot of the bad habits as well. Yeah. One question was Futa underage? He was in university.
He's in university.
Yeah.
So he has to be at least 18.
Yeah, so he is of age, but in the adult world, he still is technically considered a baby, but
Yeah.
I
You can tell because he mentions the other men and goes, they're adults. Like, shouldn't they be handling this?
right.
So you can also see, like, he doesn't have a lot of, like, responsibility as an adult either. He doesn't see himself as somebody that should be, like, in
mentally
charge.
he's still a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's, there's, like, a couple extra, like, interview questions that are, like, not in the voice dramas that they
okay.
answer and stuff like that. And, like...
Ah.
I think the interesting part is like he answers everything in like just a normal kid, which is like a little bit more sympathetic, right? Like everything they like ask him, he pretty much is like, yeah, I have like a, you know, he just like answers normal things like
Right.
I'm not scared, or like, yeah, I have a normal family or stuff like that. And then when they ask like they ask like a couple things like, oh, do you feel sorry for who you killed? He goes, I didn't kill her. Didn't you hear me? Like I didn't kill her.
Right.
So it's a girl. It's a girl that died. Not someone he knows though.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
And then they go, is it unforgivable to look down on people? And he goes like, the world's full of trashy folks, full of guys that deserve to be looked down on.
Oh, that's so
Like,
so.
and he also doesn't like people that murder other people. That's why he's like kind of like on edge
Right.
and distant from the other prisoners, because he thinks that you're murderers. He's like, those who
Right.
resort to violence are scum.
So
like,
he's basically
violent
putting a
people
lot
are
of like
stupid.
the crimes and what they do like on a hierarchy, and like compared to everybody else in the prison, like on this is like, to him this is like the lowest hierarchy of quote unquote killing someone, because it didn't really touch the person. You just
Yeah.
yeah.
So straight from the beginning, he has a lot of gripes with society, right? He's just always mad, always defensive, even though he has a pretty normal life. He's always like, oh yeah, the world's full of awful people, right?
Yeah.
And like, if like they deserve what's coming to them, kind of deal. No matter what you do, it's like just like not a great place to live anyway.
Right. Oh my gosh, nobody give him a death note, please. Yeah. Oh, so this is why I didn't. Yeah, this is why many people don't go into law or becoming a judge, because I would think that, you know, if you were in like a place like this where you have to become a lawyer and you have to do this, it's a lot of like gray areas that you have to deal with, like technicalities. And like the funny thing is like, you know, like a lot of this is like morality, but when it does deal with like law or judgment, it doesn't necessarily, you know, it's not necessarily grounded on morality. Like whatever the laws are is like, might be grounded on, you know, specific types of morality, but because the gray area does exist, that's why you have to be a little bit like emotionally detached to like the person, or, you know, like the situation, or like try to judge like what is good and what is bad and go by a specific set of rules when you're a lawyer, I would say.
Yeah, that's what the MILGRAM Project always has said. It's like, don't just judge based on law or based on Japanese law. This is a place that exists outside of law. It's like what you think should be the law in this case.
You become the
right?
law.
Oh wait, I remember. There's a little bit more backstory. He's like, he's always constantly angry because his parents divorced. So he's got like that angst.
Is that from the interview?
Yeah, it's like there's like an app, and they had like just like interview questions, so they ask about their family and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I don't remember much about my mom because they're divorced.
Yeah.
And
don't worry, guys. It's
also,
not necessarily spoilers. They're just like additional information. This is like extra homework if people actually wanted to do it, but it's not something that we cover necessarily on streams because you can't really watch it. You know,
it's something that was given at the time this was out to give you additional information. So
yeah.
Like, if you cared and you're a fan, you could go download the app and like look up magazine interviews and stuff like that. So this is like,
yeah. Yeah, the
has
only
nothing-
rules.
yeah.
The only rules that we have here is that like don't look ahead. If you want to participate into it, obviously, if you don't want to participate in the voting during the season, you don't have to abide by that. But like you can look at the additional material. Just make sure not to spoil yourself if you don't want to like, if you don't want to.
Yeah, don't
if you want to get to the end of this episode.
But also, I think another facet to this case that's interesting is I think it shines a light on us in a very meta way. Like we're judging Futa, like Futa is judging others. You know? Like all we have to go off of is his very skewed idea of events. This is like his narration. Right? It's not the objective truth. It's just this one song and what he has to say for himself. It's not like any facts. It's not any police investigation. We don't know anything. We don't know the background of the victim, right? We don't know what they did or if they deserved it. Maybe they were a bad person too. We don't know. But basically, like, are we also like Futa? Are we bullying a person, like a stranger to us? You know, it's like shining a light not just on online harassment, but also like what right do we have to judge, right, other people as well?
Right, and we do definitely see examples of that online too. Like, you know, there are situations that do happen like this, and then, you know, whoever the doxer is, you know, they, like, basically the whole internet, like, craps on them the entire time, and yeah, it does make you question, like, who are we to do something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like not if it has nothing to do with you, do you have a right to an opinion, right?
Right.
You don't know the whole story. Like, is you adding your voice to this discussion? Is it like without consequence, right?
Right. And at the end of the day, like, I think that a lot of people do it. Like, I mean, it could be different for everybody, but a lot of people join in because it's kind of like the drama at the current moment. But usually it's not necessarily related to their life, whether or not they respond back to it or whether or not they're involved in the situation or the tweet or whatever the situation is. Like, it doesn't really affect your life. Like, I think people do use it as a form of entertainment, and it is kind of like a reflection back at us as a society, basically. Yeah, just like gossip.
People they're just like kind of like wolves for gossip and drama, right? So we don't expect that to come like, oh, we're just saying it, you know? Like, you know how like people will say bad things about celebrities and stuff, and they're very quick to dismiss them based off of like two things they know about the facts, right? And then you're like, oh, well, they're a bad person anyway. Whatever.
Right.
Like, oh, they're famous, doesn't matter. I can say what I want, right? It's not like I'm actually doing anything. I'm just saying my opinion or whatever. It is like, well, your opinion is not without consequence because it can damage someone else's mental, you know?
Right. Like people read that no matter how many or how popular they are or how big they are in the celebrity world, like they do get damaged, and I guess you could kind of like see the effects of that. I mean, it's all over the place, I guess.
Yeah. So that's why I would say the argument for Futa is like, he's not really, I wouldn't say he's such a bad person, right? He's someone that went down this misguided path and took it too far.
Yes.
Right? He has this heavy hero complex because of like, he feels like, he feels fulfilled online in a way that like he is not able to be in person, and he feels like society has failed him because he feels so lonely and detached from reality. So it's also like, that's why he's supposed to be the everyman. This could kind of happen to anyone, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe no one wouldn't have gone this far to start so many online harassment campaigns, but like you never know what you say could lead to like something like this, right?
Right. Yeah, you don't know how big of an impact it is. And I appreciate a lot of the context that you give, and also playing devil's advocate with a lot of these things as well, because it is very easy to I guess to fault him for this type of thing, which obviously he does have a fault, but it's very easy to point fingers based on the situation, and it's only because we put ourselves in that position, like, oh, that happened to me and I got doxxed, like, you know, like, it would be so bad, but like we never really think about like what pushes us to the point of getting to this level. And it really is kind of the trauma that he's been through, and a lot of you know, even divorce and, you know, feeling lonely and all of that stuff. So it really boils down to just, you know, being caring as human beings to each other at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see like they're seeing it not just in like black and white, right? There's a lot of moral shades to it. Like I wouldn't say he's evil. I wouldn't say he's redeemable, right?
Yeah, he's definitely redeemable. I can see that.
The main thing is like we might feel he deserves consequences for his actions because right now he hasn't received any consequences for his actions because he's so in denial about what he did.
Yeah.
That was so a lot of the flip-flopping is like, well, he's not a bad person compared to the people that actually straight up murdered people. He didn't do that and he didn't want anyone to die, but also he should learn from his mistakes.
Right. Like there should be a consequence for him to realize that it is like a bad thing to do because nobody taught him that, or there wasn't anything, or you know. But yeah, no, that was so comprehensive. Holy crap! Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I invited you. I honestly didn't expect this. I was just like, holy crap! Big brains.
I love MILGRAM because I love like analyzing this stuff. Every time a song would drop, I'd be like, okay, let's discuss this.
Let's dissect it. Let's discuss it. Yeah. No, I only got the opportunity to like really look at music videos like once or twice, but then the only time like I actually got to that deep level of it is if I watch it maybe like 3 or 4 times. But because this is like my first time reacting, first time watching and everything, I'm just like, okay, let me try to grasp the pieces. So it's really nice to see you kind of just, I don't know, like not even like summarize it, like really like you really dissected it. Like that's amazing. Holy crap. Yeah, English majors finding 20 pages of meaning in 2 sentences. Yes, literally.
Okay, I can't take credit for everything. A lot of it is like reading other people's opinions, you know. This is my book report after reading everyone else's source.
Book report. That's crazy. No, I love that though. This is, oh my gosh, this is so great. Like.
Plus, like it's so hard because you have to like go and find like other people's translations, like, or extra I for like the Japanese and whatnot, right? Yeah. So I do believe like it's important that in the beginning when he was looking at his phone, it was like normal Twitter comments.
Okay.
Like he has internet friends and like it wasn't like it's not like he started out being evil, or like it's not like he was you know, he meant to go down this path. He's just like talking to friends like, oh, we have assignments to do, let's go play games and stuff like that.
Right, just very normal things.
Yeah. So yeah, in the beginning, and like when he was in the arcade, you can see him like clearly alone staring at the other 3 guys. He doesn't have people like on his side. What would have happened perhaps if he had more of a support group? Maybe would have happened if he had like friends. He probably wouldn't have been so bored to like go doing this, right?
Right. Yeah, a support system is important, guys. I was told this to me first. I was, yeah. I mean, one of the one of the things, like one of the reasons why I've also like done this like MILGRAM project thing is because it does talk about like morality, and you know it goes through issues of why people do things. So I guess kind of like as a side thing, Mamie. So my human in the real world, like she's an actor. So a lot of the things that she has to do is try to figure out how people get to the way that they are, especially when it comes to like extremity, right? How does a person get to the point where they end up murdering or killing someone, or you know, how, like at what point does a person like do something really bad that you would think that, you know, that could never happen to me? Like what is the psychology behind that? And also like to prevent yourself from going down the wrong path, what are some important things that are needed so that you feel support? And one of the biggest things is that support system. Biggest things is mentality. Biggest things is making sure that you have the right people around you to be able to, you know, to kind of just bounce off of, like whether not to make decisions. But ultimately, it's kind of your decisions on whether or not you do good or bad or all that stuff. So we're just going like really deep in this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like we should always like treat every case as like a human case, because as we can see clearly from this line, he didn't treat them as humans. He treated them as like a conquest, right?
Right.
And when he didn't afford them like the extra dimensions that he himself like once it would have like preferred to be treated as in this like situation where like he's being branded a traitor and then nobody cares who he is anymore. They just care that he is the next target, right?
Right. And also the fact too that like on the internet, it's very easy. Like it's very, very easy to dehumanize someone because you don't see them in person.
Yeah.
You don't talk to them. You don't see their body language. Like it's non-consequential, or it feels non-consequential. Whereas if he did have friends, or if he did have people that was around him, he would have those interactions where like it can actually affect him if he does hurt somebody. If like body language or avoiding like all that stuff. But you really don't get that in the internet world.
Yeah, and like even the the scene he like took a picture of, which he assumed was sexual harassment, right?
Yeah,
but like
assumed.
he didn't stop. He didn't stop the guy. He didn't like
ask.
question it.
Yeah.
He just like from far away. We didn't see like any voice. Like we didn't see bubbles or anything. We don't know how much like he actually heard. He may have mistook the situation there and tried to ruin someone's life for nothing, right?
Yeah. Wow.
And when he keeps talking about like you're violating my privacy, right? By like keeping me here. Well, he is also violating other people's privacies. He just didn't realize until it was reflected back to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I just think that he needs to be he just needs to be locked up in a white room for a bit and just think, just think a lot, just try to get those the brain connections going, because he's almost there. He got it. He feels it. He knows it in his heart. He just hasn't stewed it enough in his brain yet.
Yeah. And also through the development throughout the music video, you see he's like a smaller part in the beginning, and then it was only towards the end where he like got his flaming sword and was leading it. So
yeah,
that was kind of like he was only participating before, but that was his time in the spotlight where he was like perpetuating it with his followers, and then like that's why he kind of took the fall for everybody. Yeah, because like that was he made himself out to be the main guy that is leading the charge.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's mostly Fuda's situation. I think we mostly discussed everything there is to.
Yeah, I think there hasn't been anything that we haven't covered. Like we like juiced that out like pretty well.
Yeah, I think the only other thing that might add clarity is there was some tweets at the very end.
Oh,
right before he was like scared and dropped his phone and stuff, that seemed to imply that he was getting doxxed because of it.
I can see that. I can see that happening. Oh, and that's probably why he's like. He's all like up in his room and he's just hiding.
Yeah. He's scared and stuff like that.
Yeah, and maybe that's the point that where he feels guilty too, because like he started feeling guilty because it's happening to him.
He only feels guilty, because it's happening to him. Would he feel this bad if like he wasn't the one getting doxxed as bad?
Right.
What if he was anonymous and he could just like delete his account and walk away from it, right?
Well, consequences. So I guess the biggest question then is his doxing situation enough of a consequence? Has he learned his lesson, or does he need to go to prison even longer to really learn his lesson on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Thank you for covering this. So the next song that we're going to do is
Moo.
Yeah, is Moo. Do you need a break, Mimi? Do you need like to drink water? Need to eat? Need to go to the bathroom? Okay. Just want to make sure you're comfortable before I get into the next section. Okay, let me see what is the next one. We have Moo, and we're gonna be watching Moo's
Moo.
first trial voice drama. I'm very excited. Okay.
I think Moo is one of those cases where you actually learn a little bit more about her character in the voice drama than her music video.
Okay, it's a good one we're going through this then.
おい、いつまで泣いている？囚人番号4番ムー。尋問が始められないだろう。
尋問って何？絶対ひどい目に遭うんだ。やだ。
そんなことはしないと何度も言っているだろう。もう5分経っている。時間は有限なんだぞ。
信じられるわけないもん。こんな変なところに連れてくる人が変なことしないわけないもん。
気持ちはわからんでもないが、話を聞くだけだ。お前の罪を判断するための参考にな。
本当に話だけ？
ああ、それが僕の方針だ。暴力を用いての拷問や脅迫などはするつもりはない。僕なりにきちんとお前らのことを知りたいからな。いいな。
クスノキ、16歳。あと何を言えばいいの？
少し気になっていたんだが、その顔立ち、ハーフというやつか？
Oh yeah, she's half.
Oh, she is French. ママがフランスの人。She's pretty young too. 日本生まれ日本育ちだけどね。
その容姿だとさぞ目立ったことだろうな。
そうだね。お家もお金持ちだからやっかみとかたくさん。
そういうものか。ミルグラムの生活はどうだ？
どうもこうもないよ。早く帰りたい。
ほう、なぜだ？お前たちにはそれなりに自由も与えている。嗜好品の類も最低限支給している。事実、お前からもミルクレープの申請があった。
それはそうなんだけど、ミルクレープは食べたけど、お家帰りたいよ。絶対にパパとママが心配してるもん。大体何なのここ。なんでムーがこんなとこに連れてこられなきゃいけないの？
簡単な話だ。人殺しだからだろう。ミルグラムは人殺しを集めてくる。そこは間違いないようだ。
人殺しって、なんでそんなひどいこと言うの？もう悪くないもん。
殺してないとは言わないんだな。それはどうした？
殺したよ。でもあっちが悪いんだよ。殺さなきゃいけないくらいもう辛かったんだもん。
報復ということか。
確かに殺したかもしれないけど、そうじゃなきゃ逃げられなかったんだし、ムーにひどいことする方が悪いもん。
続けろ。
殺しちゃダメって言うなら、ムーはずっと辛い思いをしとけばよかったってことなの？
理由はどうあれ、お前は明確に殺意を持って人を殺しているな。
何？それがどうしたの？
家へ返してと言っていたな。仮にだが ここを出られても警察の世話になるだろうな。そもそもムーが人を殺したことについて警察は動いていないのか？
知らないよ。やっちゃった後からしばらく記憶がはっきりしないもん。気づいたらここにいたし。
そうなのか。
自分たちが連れてきたくせに。
ミルグラムには10人の人殺しが収監されている。どうもこれは日本の法律に照らした殺人犯や犯罪者に限った話ではないようだ。ミルグラム独自の抗議の人殺しのようだ。それは何人かに話を聞き分かってきた。
そうなの？
ただムー、お前は殺意も明確、シンプルだ。お前たちが言うところの刑法199条殺人罪というものに当てはまるだろう。
知らない。もうそんなの詳しくない。
言っとくが僕も別に詳しくない。参考までに書庫にある資料で調べただけだ。ここで重要なのはお前たちの法律に照らせばアウトだという事実だ。
少年法っていうのがあるんじゃないの？
ある。だが16歳以上であれば刑事裁判を受け懲役だ。死刑こそ免れるようだがな。ムーが望むようなまともな生活は送れないだろう。
懲役？やだ、そんなの。
やだと言って聞いてくれるものか。
やだだの。
ミルグラムは僕の方針で囚人たちに相当な自由を与えているが、実際の刑務所はそうはいかないだろうな。もちろんミルクレープもなしだ。
やだ、やだよ。おかしいよ。もう悪くないのに懲役なんて、そんなのおかしい。
そうだな。じゃあこう考えてみろ。ミルグラムは法律からお前を守っていると。
守ってる？ムーを？
そうだ。ミルグラムは現状、あくまで現状だが法律を善悪の基準としていない。最終的に僕がどう思うかでしかない。
看守さんの言ってること難しくてわからない。もっとわかりやすく言ってほしいよ。
私は悪くない。ずっとお前はそう言っているだろう。その通りだ。殺人それ自体はミルグラムでは罪ではない。
そうだよね。悪くないよね。
そうだ。最終的に僕もお前は悪くないと思うかもしれない。僕がムーのことを知り、ムーと同じ感覚であればお前は許されるだろう。
看守さん。
許されたければそこにかけるしかないんだよ、お前は。
どうすればいいの？どうすれば看守さんは許してくれるの？何でもするよ。痛いこととか恥ずかしいことは嫌だけど、あと怖いのも嫌だ。
お前な。
だってそうでしょ。つまり看守さんに気に入られればいいんでしょ。言うこと聞く。何すればいいの？
さあな。殊勝な態度だが僕がどう考えるかは僕もわからない。それこそお前が美人だから許す、美人だから許さないもあり得るという話だ。それを決めるのがミルグラムだからな。
ちょっと待って、看守さん。
何？ ちょっとしたジョークだ。僕次第ではそうなる可能性もある。
いや、そうじゃなくて気になるんだけど。
どうした？言ってみろ。
看守さん、なんで全部他人事みたいなの？どうなるかわからないって自分の話なのに、なんでそんな他人事みたいなの？
何を言っている？
だっておかしいよ。看守さんの意思で決めるんでしょ。看守さんが今どう思ってるのか聞いてるのに。ねえ、看守さんの言う僕って誰？
お
看守さん？看
お
守さん、どうしたの？看守さん、ねえ、看守さん。
うるさい！触るな！
ひどい。心配しただけなのに。もうやだ。看守さん嫌い。
チェックロープ。
うさ、ジャッカロープ、どこから？
ジャックロープ。はあ、分かってる。分かってるよ。
うさぎと喋ってる。
Oh, she can't hear
言わ
him?
れるまでもない。僕にも分からないが、もう大丈夫だ。言ってくれ。僕の仕事だから。ああ、もううるさいな。保護者じゃないんだから小言はもういい。行け。
ジャッカロープ行っちゃった。
So they can't hear him.
すまない。取り乱した。
おかしくなっちゃったの？看守さん。
いや、ジャッカロープの声は僕にしか聞こえないんだ。
ああ、完全におかしくなっちゃってるんだ。
違う。哀れみの目で見るな。ああ？
変なの。
なんだ、さっきまで泣いていたくせに。
なんかもうわけわからないことが続いて一周回っちゃった。難しいこと言ってたと思ったらウサギと話し出すし。なんだっけ、何を聞こうとしてたかも忘れちゃった。もういいや、怖くなくなったし。
それは何よりだ。
つまり、看守さん好みの人になればいいんだよね。
Did you guys go over the concept of S
そういうことになる
and
か。
where his name comes from?
そうだよ。
No, we haven't yet.
看守さん
Oh,
も
okay.
人
That
間
would
だ
make
し
a little bit more sense to the theories surrounding this.
Okay.
Gosh,
Yeah, we
I'm
definitely learned more
yeah.
S lore.
Yeah, S
ウサギと話す。
is the German word for Freud's
もう
id.
それでいい。
So it's supposed to be the
お
super
前との話
ego.
はテンポが悪くてかな
Like
わ
the ego and the super ego and the id. Yeah.
絶対
So like
帰るから。
the id.
Mm-hmm.
パパとママのとこに帰るんだもん。
It's unsure
許
like
してもらえれば
who
きっと帰
S
るよね。
is. But at the time, one of the prevailing theories from this was that he's kind of like our collective subconsciousness.
考えてみれば。
Ah. So that's why they're adding that whole lore of like all our voices kind of in here.
Yeah.
I'm not aware
But
of it.
she's like, why are you talking as if they're not your thoughts? And he's like, well, because he's kind of like our voice.
Right.
Since it's very much tied to psychology, so
Yeah, it seems like it.
he's supposed to be this like Freudian concept.
もう時間か。あまり話せた気がしないが、まあいい。お前の心の中、覗かせてもらう。
歌にするってやつ。痛くない？
多分な。
痛いならやだ。やらない。
ダメに決まっているだろう。痛くないから安心しろ。
じゃあやってもいいよ。
そもそも選べるものじゃない。
ガンシュさん、せっかくやるんだったらちゃんと見ててね。もう絶対悪くないから。仕方ないって思うはずだから。
ああ、見せてもらうとするよ。
変な判断したら許さないからね。
Oh,
Look at that scary line at the end.
that was
僕
whoa.
をバカにするなよ。囚人番号4番ムー。さあ、お前の罪を歌え。
Moo is very interesting.
She kind of
Moo.
comes up as unexpected. Like she just randomly like says something. And I'm like, wait, what?
I will say that I was very wrong about Moo.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to cloud everyone's perceptions of her based on what I know from the future, because she's meant to be planted this way. She's meant to come off a certain way.
I am a little
And
suspicious.
it was very successful. It was very successful because everybody took her for how she wanted to present herself. So her music video is very much skewed to her like conviction that like, look, if you watch, you'll see I had no choice. I never did anything wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say so for those of you who don't know who Freud, it's okay because first of all, Freud is not like, he's kind of been disproven a lot, so
Yeah, I hear that. Like everybody
but-
always references Freud, but a lot of his stuff is actually not not it. You know?
Yeah, but one of Freud's, you know, biggest like theories is that like there is this idea of the subconscious and consciousness, and it's divided into the id, the ego, and the superego. And S is the German word for the id. So the id is supposed to be like this instinct-driven, like this instant gratification, pleasure-seeking part of your mind, as opposed to like the rational ego that's supposed to be like controlling your brain and actions, and your superego, which is like a moral consciousness. So you can imagine like id is like the devil and the superego is like your angel on your side, and you are the ego trying to decide between those two. Well, your instincts want you, like your instinct says I want that candy, and your superego is like I should stick to my diet, and your ego is what decides ultimately what to do. So it's shaped a lot by like this subconscious, unconscious motives that you might not necessarily investigate. You like actively you might not like really be going through that conversation when you make a decision. You probably just like make a decision and not and don't always question everything. So S is like obviously not a normal human, but we're not sure what he is. We're not sure like what kind of being and what his purpose is, and he himself is not sure of his purpose either, but he's just carrying out his job here.
Right. Just his duty.
So that's just like Yeah, that's just like a little a little side bit. I don't think is supposed to be. It doesn't really affect Moo's case. It's just like some lore drop in there. Moo's case in her voice drama, I think it shows you some important personality traits that isn't shown in her own song.
Yeah,
one of them
also
being
has one of the longest ones too. Like that one's like a 60-minute long one where you know, it shows both of them.
It's mostly because of the S segment, so
That's true. That's true.
yeah. It's not like it doesn't really have to do with her per se. But I would say like what's your impression of Moo as a person so far?
I feel like I'm a bit suspicious of her, only because, you know, especially towards the end when she says certain things and she acts a certain way, and also the fact that like something I've noticed is that S is very lenient on girls. At least recently, the two girls that like we've seen, like S is very lenient on it, and kind of in the same way that kind of knows how to I guess manipulate that certain situation. I feel like she kind of understands that and is aware of that as well. But I mean, that's just kind of how I'm feeling initially. Like, I don't know, like I just feel very suspicious because of the very victim mentality that she's putting out, and the whole crying thing. So I'm kind of just like, I don't know.
I'm glad you picked up on that. So that's one of her main personality traits that comes out here. That she's a crybaby. She refers to herself in third person, so that's like very baby, right?
It is very baby. Like she's 16,
right?
But like that's not.
Yeah,
she should be old enough.
She's not going like, I didn't do it. She's like, Moo didn't do anything. Moo's innocent. Like, you wouldn't say that normally. She's important background. She's rich, right? She's both
rich,
half and rich. The perception of French, like French people in Japan, is like, oh, they're like luxurious. They're like, they're like, they are fashionable. They're snooty. They're like they kind of like you look up to them for being like so fashionable and rich, but you also like dislike them. You kind of like either through out of envy or thinking that like, oh, they think they're better than us kind of deal.
It's like a fantasy. I feel like with French, it's like a very like fantasy version of it. Like I think of like the French nobility, and also even just in modern times, just the French girl, the French,
Yeah, Moo is also very super spoiled, as you can see. She was like, S is like, you ask for like a crepe cake and we got you a crepe cake? And she's like, oh yeah, I ate that. Yeah. But like, I'm used to that kind of lifestyle. She's used to like being babied. She's always been a rich girl, so. And then the one segment I would say is also interesting where he's like, oh, you're laughing. You were just crying a second ago, right?
Right,
like, Like, how I was like, why she's like crying so easily there, especially when she was like, I was just worried about you. I hate you. Like that's a very baby reaction, right?
It is. I kind of feel like she does that to also get what she wants, like just in normal life too, like
Yeah.
Kind of staying young to kind of keep the benefits of it.
Those are the only other clues we're going to get because her music video is well, I would say it's like it's a little surprising.
Surprising, okay.
Yeah, it's a little surprising. How it goes.
Okay. I'm very excited. Yeah, she's definitely one of the ones that's like very. I don't know. It feels like it could be easily fooled, but I don't know. I just go off of gut instincts. I haven't quite analyzed it. I have a feeling. All right. So let's check out the music video, guys. And this is the song that you sang in the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the song a lot.
Heck yeah.
Although she sings it in a much babier voice.
Babier voice? Oh, I felt like you sang it so cutely. That's why I was just like, oh, there's no way it could be more baby than that.
I think it was funny because I asked people like, oh, from like just the song, how would you interpret the song? And people were like, oh, it just sounds like a sad love song. I was like, oh, that is so not what the lyrics are about. But yeah.
feel like that's like mostly of the songs here
Yeah.
too. Like when I listen to Umbilical, I was just like, yeah, it feels like a Yoasobi song. Like it's definitely like a Yoasobi song, right? Like,
it's not about anything crazy, right?
yeah, nothing crazy. Oh wait, we just got some raiders.
Oh,
Hello,
hi.
Issa. Hi, raiders. It's so nice to see you. Welcome in. Welcome to the MAEFAE MILGRAM Project, where we dissect music videos and judge people's crimes. we have Mimi here as a guest today. For those of you who are new here, hello. I'm MAEFAE. I like to do horror games, fighting games, a bunch of indie games. I also really love to sing rock and metal music, and I love music, guys. I'm very interested in dissecting the psychology of music and music videos and analyzing things, because I'm pretty insane myself. So
Yeah, group undercover when.
yes. So each week we have a MILGRAM project where we basically look at these music videos and we analyze the voice dramas, and all of my Maeflowers can vote whether or not people are guilty or not guilty. We are going through the first season of it. There are first trials. There's already the 3 trials of it, but we're going from the very, very beginning. So it's a very interesting concept. We're judgmental here. Yes, we are very judgmental here. But yes,
That's
we
our
do
job.
have Mamie here. Actually, Mamie, introduce yourself as well.
Okay.
Introduce yourself, yeah.
Hi, Mimo. I'm a little fortune-dealing witch from Glitch Stars. Hi. I'm your local MILGRAM expert.
Oh yeah, no, she was like really insane. Like the last music video that we had, she literally broke things down. She said she has like an English background. Yeah, you have an English background, and she literally like did a whole TED talk of like inside and out, going in, going out, the societal constructs of things that are happening. That's like insane.
I think this next one's a little bit more obscure, so I can't go as in depth without going into spoilers. But I think it'll be
that's
interesting to
true.
hear what everyone else's first impression is.
Yeah, we're gonna be making some guesses on that, but first we vibe to the music. I will say that like out of the 3 songs that we've listened so far, well, we've listened to like 1 song, but the previous episodes, Futa is probably like my favorite song right now. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Futas
look at
is
Moo.
so good.
Yeah.
Haruka's really good too. I think
Haruka's
Futas
good,
and
yeah.
Haruka's are like my top 2, really.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
the
liked-
other ones are
yeah.
good, but they're like not my favorite genres. But you'll see.
Okay, yeah. I definitely liked Haruka's. Haruka's was catchy. It definitely brought me in, and then Futa was like, I could keep listening to this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
I just
into
want, yeah,
watching
I
this.
just for After Pain. Yes, this moves. Just remember, it's told in a very unreliable narrator way, but
Okay.
it's a little more obscure. It's like harder to tell what's going on.
Okay.
I
And
think.
is there anything you think we should pay attention to that is related to the audio drama?
Not really. I think it's hard to parse a lot from this music video. Other than just pay attention to the lyrics, I guess.
Okay. All right. Okay, so lyrics are important, guys. Let's take a close look, shall we? This is After Pain by Mill.
私がいなくなれば消えればよかったのもう来ちゃった知っちゃったこんなにも私はいらない特別意味はないのはずでを聞いたのもう来ちゃった知っちゃったこんなにも私はいらないねえなんでいたいのやめてくれないの乾いちゃってどうしたらごめんの魔法はきっと聞き飽きちゃったんだねでも多分私も悪いところはあるからさこれできっといいのかも生きてるの感じたよ息してもいいのかな教えてごめんなさいが届かないよごめんなさいが届かないよごめんなさいが届かないよごめんなさいが届かないよ明日に行きたく しも私のこと終わるものにするなら無視したっていいからね我慢ならもう慣れてまた味わってだけそれなのに消したはずなのに夢に見ちゃうのよ私もダメからねさよならの前にとかもう一度なんちゃって忘れて痛みの中で会いましょう私だけの居場所心隠す死にでしょう届き方は内緒悪魔の声による師匠返す刃は一緒あなたが好きよ痛みの中で会いましょう私だけの居場所心隠す死にでしょう届き方は内緒悪魔の声による師匠返す刃は一緒あなたが好きよねえなんで痛いのやめてくれないの乾いちゃってどうしたらごめんの魔法はきっと聞き飽きちゃったんだねでも多分私も悪いところはあるからさこれできっといいのかな生きてるの感じたいよ息してもいいのかな教えてごめんなさいは届かないよごめんなさいは届かないよごめんなさいは届かないよごめんなさいは届かないよごめんなさいは聞こえ
This is like the big twist.
ごめんなさいは聞こえないよ
It's like it's a part of the song you wouldn't expect based on just like listening to it.
私がいなくなれば消えればよかったのもう来ちゃったしちゃったこんなにも私はいらない
Let's move, everyone.
That was interesting.
Everyone's like gasp at the end there.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. And also too because like the girl, which I am assuming her friend, they look like they were close enough to be friends, came towards the middle of the video. So most of the time I was like, oh, who is she to her? Who is she, you know? And then I saw the stab and I was like, wait, what was the context?
Yeah. It's very hard because Moo doesn't tell you, right? She doesn't tell you her motives. She doesn't show you a lot. She's just showing this abstract scene of her in an hourglass for the most
Right.
part.
Hourglass.
So this leaves a lot more to interpretation.
An hourglass of goo. Time. I mean, I feel like the only thing I could think of with the hourglass is time, huh? I guess maybe we should try to look through this. Huh. Cause it's still here. It's like the hourglass. Okay, would you say it's like it is a very specific choice that they chose like a green looking goo thing for the time, or is that just like a visual thing?
That comes back in the next music video, but I wouldn't say people would guess from this one.
Oh, I see. So it's just kind of like a visual indicator. It still is like a time
It's just
thing.
kind of like, you can imagine just kind of like her stuck in this sludge, right? Obviously, her being trapped in the hourglass and her having like slime poured on her is a very like visceral image. So you could say like, oh, it feels like she's suffocating or trapped or drowning, right?
Yeah. Oh, one of my chat also says maybe green equals toxicity. I mean that could also be an interpretation as well.
Of it, like toxic waste or something. And she's like, she wants to leave before it completely engulfs her, right?
Right. Let's see. And then somebody says despair. That's the motive. I think the one she killed called herself her friend before, and that final rejection made her snap. Maybe. Well, let's take a look at this. Short end of the stick. So she definitely. And now we know is that she's an unreliable, but she definitely feels that she got bullied in this situation. And
yeah, so she acts the victim, and she portrays herself here as well extremely as the victim. But we do see scenes of her, what it looks like her stuck here, and then her in the real world as well getting bullied. So it doesn't seem like it's just in her head, right?
No,
she's in the
it's
same
not.
pose, and this
Oh,
is like
right. Yeah, it
internally
is,
how she feels, but then that's also like the scene of what
Right.
happened in reality, right?
Okay, so there's that kind of similar to Futa. There's the back and forth between like how she feels and there's reality, and so that one is reliable. Where like this definitely happened.
Yeah, this is like something that is happening.
Okay, and then let's see. There's more goo. There's more goo. I want to feel. Maybe it's okay as it is. I want to feel alive. And then there's the girls that are bullying her. Is it okay if I breathe? So she is going through the bullied thing, and I'm guessing that's also why it's important to know that she is like half French, half Japanese as well, because she is a foreigner. So that is a thing. Sorry, it won't reach anyone. It's
Yeah, so she feels like trapped in this space, and nobody can hear her. She's banging on the walls. She's trying to say I'm sorry, and everyone's ignoring her, right? And you see these faceless perpetrators, right? They're laughing at her and mocking her, but they don't have eyes.
they don't. Yeah.
Which
Is that
is
important? I
interesting.
think it's important. I'm like, is that important? Oh, but I'm also curious about the whole "I'm sorry" thing, because like, what does she have to say sorry for? Yeah, what would she be apologizing for exactly? So that's what I'm curious about in this specific situation. And then she's banging on the glass. She's back at school and she's on her phone. I don't want to.
There's a little part of a line message in the that needs to get translated, like on her phone. So there's like a friend group that she's a part of.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Right?
Right here.
There's
Right?
this
scene right here.
this scene and another scene where she's like has a picture on her phone, right? And then it gets stepped on, so it's clearly like a symbol of it breaking.
Yeah.
So in here, it's like I believe like it's like you see the cutesy messages and like a picture of what looks like lipstick. So someone's like going, "Oh, thank you so much for the lipstick." And Moo's response is like, "Oh, it's just leftovers. I hope that's okay." Which is kind of an interesting response to something like that, right?
Right.
Like if you gifted somebody lipstick, you would be like, "Oh yeah, I hope it like you like it," or "You're welcome," or like, you know. But as we know, she's rich, right?
Yeah, she's rich. So she
something
probably
like
has...
this luxury gift is like, "Oh, it's just like leftovers to me. If it makes you happy," kind of deal, right?
Right.
It's like interestingly flippant of a response.
Oh.
But it does look like there's 4 of them in this friend group that message each other.
It does look like
And
that.
they seem friendly, at least. They're like giving gifts, and then all of a sudden the phone breaks and someone steps on it.
Right. So she was being used for her wealth. I feel like in this dynamic,
It's
it does
also
feel like
possible,
that.
right?
Yeah. But also,
like maybe they
I
only
feel
like her because she's rich.
Yeah, they like her because she's rich, but then also at the same time, I feel like there might either be like, not even jealousy, like there might also be some sort of resentment because of the way that she acts towards them in terms of like just that line with the gift thing.
S mentions before talking about her looks, right? "Oh, your looks, you look like you're half." He also he like makes a joke and is like, "Oh, I might just forgive you because you're pretty, and I might like think not forgive you because you're pretty." What? It's a joke, but like it's supposed to be that Moo is pretty. Moo is like
pretty.
she is supposed to be pretty, so it's possible that other people, like the faceless the faceless bullies, right? Maybe like either it's interesting to wonder why they're faceless, because they're her like bullies, right?
Or bullies, or were they friends? I mean, this is not the faceless people, right? Or are they? Hold on, I'm like looking at the
there's
little
another picture with
icons.
her. There's another picture with her friends later on.
I see. Okay,
On
I
her
see,
phone
I see.
that you can check.
Right.
But it's possible, like, either they're supposed to be uglier than her, or they just don't register in her mind's eye anymore, or why can we not see their faces?
I feel like how she feels is that maybe, like, just based on the audio drama, she also feels like probably the center of her universe. So
Yeah.
oh
so
yeah, this
here
is
you
the
go.
friends
There's
right here.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it is the same two people. It's all three people are shown in this music video. And all of them are faceless in this picture, but the left and right most ones are the ones that were laughing at her.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I feel like
And
that's
then
a
you'll see the
convoluted
last one
situation.
is her victim.
Yes, I see that. Huh. I wonder if it is like
Yeah.
her bullies are her friends. Her friends are her bullies. They're not different people, are they?
Yeah.
Because they're always just threes.
Yeah, at some point it seems like they were friendly. At some point they had like a line chat, they took pictures, and now her phone
Yeah.
keeps getting broken and they keep like pouring water on her and stuff like that. And even the blackboard, like, you know, the blackboard is a symbol of bullying as well. You know, writing things on there.
Oh right. That also feels like a very bully thing. Yeah, like I feel like from what I'm getting from this is that like they are friends, but there's like some sort of like hidden feelings toward each other because of the way that she is or the way that she acts towards them. And then eventually like she did get bullied because of the way that she is, and it's I feel like one of those like broken friendship. I guess that's how like bullies end up forming, right? Like it's never just they're just bullying you for that type of stuff. And then now it's interesting how you also mentioned like there's no faces, because this girl, she has a face. She's the only one that has a face in
She's
all
the
of
only
this.
one that has a face. But she's the one she stabs.
Yeah.
So she at least she knows who she killed. You know, it's not a case of she just killed a random person. It's someone she knows. It seems like they were friends, or they at least took a picture together. They were all like, you know, they all like are in the same class and stuff like that. But we don't know why. We don't know why or what caused her to snap at this section.
I could definitely interpret this because she is the only one that has a face compared to the rest of the people. She probably is like close to her in some way, or feels more of like some sort of kinship or closeness to her compared to whatever friends or bullies that she has. Because if it's from her perspective, then she could see her face. So maybe it's not even about the fact that like maybe like she thinks she's better or she's like ugly. Maybe it's just that they just don't matter to her. And this person matters, because why would you stab someone unless, well, not that I would stab somebody that matters to me, but just having such an extreme reaction, that says something, right? Maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell because she doesn't give you much to go off of, other than those two hints that they used to be close.
Right.
And now they act so differently to her all of a sudden.
She's in the picture, right? Let me see. She's in the picture.
Yeah, she's that one.
Oh, I see. Yeah, she's that one in the picture. And she has like the bangs and everything. Yeah, the lyrics is hinting love, maybe obsession or jealousy. Oh, do you think so, Matsuki? Let me see. Postmortem makeup to hide my heart. How to solve it is a secret. The stabbing of the little devil's voice. Counterattack being a suicide note. Counterattack being a suicide. That kind of reminds me, because I feel like I've had like friends that have gone through things where like it's one of those situations where it's kind of dark. Like they kind of like threaten by like doing something bad to themselves, but it's also kind of manipulative because now you're trying to turn them more empathetic towards you. You know what I mean? That's what this line kind of feels like to me.
Definitely. If you are threatening, like, you know, if you're threatening suicide, that's like definitely manipulative.
Right.
So there's some
Emotional
manipulative
manipulation.
language here.
Yeah.
I think one other sentence I would like to point out is in the beginning. It's like it goes like gomen right? It's like my I'm sorry magic is not working.
Oh, that's very specific. They didn't translate it that way in the in this video. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
my
sorry. Spells must be
wearing off.
Right here.
And if you go back, you can remember she's a rather spoiled girl who is always like, I didn't do anything wrong, right? She's possibly someone that like gets away with things because she says I'm sorry, right? If you want to think about that way.
That's
and
true,
then it's like, oh, everyone's like not forgiving me. Why isn't anyone forgiving me anymore for this? Like usually I'm not used to like that not working. And when she keeps singing in the chorus, I hope my I'm sorries reach somebody. It's like everything she says is like ineffective.
Right. So it's not working out. Let me see.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
trying to
one
get
of the
back to-
common interpretations is she was possibly betrayed by her friends, or possibly there is like, I think with the hourglass, people can think like, oh, the time is flowing in you know, it can't like, because the hourglass breaks, like that time can't come back anymore. Like that friendship they had perhaps, or something, right?
That is a pretty good interpretation, yeah. The time keeps going, you can't turn back time from it.
I think one of the biggest things that you can take away from this, just to use this to judge her, is you specifically do not see her victim bully her. And
Wait,
that
say
is
that again? Do not see her victim bully her?
bully her. Yeah. A lot of the sentiment was, if she was, why wouldn't she kill her bully? Right?
Right. Why is it the friend, which seems like a lot closer, where she has a face and all that stuff?
Right? Like it would be pretty normal, I think, if somebody kept getting bullied and snapped one day and pushed back and killed their bully. You would be like, oh, that's understandable. That's still murder, but that's understandable. However, we don't see her friend do anything other than ignore her. She stares at her. Like... She witnesses this happening and then shrugs her off at the end, and that ultimately pushes her over.
Right. And this thing too, I think somebody in chat mentioned the whole "I love you" thing, which is, I mean, it's repeated several times. So I feel like that's another thing to dissect there. But this imagery that she has here, where she's literally on the ground and she looks up, this looks crazy.
Yeah, she definitely looks kind of crazy there.
Yeah, it kind of looks crazy, but also it's kind of like I don't know, like just the way that it's drawn, kind of like I feel like that's very intentional. Like I feel like either going back to the emotional manipulation thing, or it's just like, I don't know, like it's really that like victim thing where you kind of just like you're in your sorrows, and then you also like look up at somebody and see if somebody's watching. That's kind of what it feels like. I mean, it could be completely different, but I don't know, just this one particular thing is very unsettling to me, and it just stood out to me a lot.
There is yeah, so like we see her snapping with the image of the hourglass. It's nearly full, and then just as she stabs someone, it breaks. So it could be interpreted with Moo said, like, I couldn't help it. I had to do it. Or like, you'll see, I had no other choice but to do it. It's not self-defense, right? You always have a choice not to stab somebody. But she felt driven in this corner, and she felt like she freed herself by finally stabbing someone. But we don't really know why. We don't understand why she felt like she needed to do it.
Right. Why won't you stop hurting me? My heart is all dried up, and she's chasing after her friend. My sorry spells must be wearing
she's
off.
like finally crying. And like, you see her very emotionally saying something, we don't know what, to her friend, and her friend just ignores her.
Right. Like she's already like maybe this has already like been done before. Like, this has already happened before because she seems pretty emotionless. Like,
Yeah.
not emotionless, just
She doesn't seem surprised. She doesn't seem
she's not
moved.
surprised. And then she ends up, and then the glass
Yeah,
breaks.
and that's when the hourglass breaks. And it's like Moo is freed, and suddenly she's like spurred into action, right? Before she was passive this entire time, accepting what's received, you know, but now is the first time she does
She
something
actually takes
of her own
action,
volition. Yeah.
which is like the craziest thing to do after not doing anything for a while.
Yeah.
I want to feel alive. Maybe it's okay as it is. I want to feel alive? What the heck? Okay, so the stab.
Is it okay if I breathe? Yeah, I feel like the... I mean, it's like one thing is like, is it okay if I breathe? You could say that's like... It could be a reflection of what people have told her. You know, like, oh, you're a waste of breath, or you don't even deserve to breathe, right? So she's asking for permission, but it's also like the... It's also her internal feeling of suffocating, like under in the hourglass. Like, she wants to be... she wants to live. She wants to, like, you know, be allowed to breathe. And this is just somehow the way she decided
This
to
is
go
the way she
about
does it. This is how she breathes. This is how she lets go of all her trauma, like on the wrong person.
I think what else is interesting is like, let's see.
Sorry.
Like she repeats a lot of stuff.
She
The
does.
song doesn't have like too many lyrics apart from like the middle part.
Yeah. I mean, she does it in her like normal life too. She also, I feel like she also repeats a lot of stuff in the audio drama.
She's mostly just crying, and she's mostly just like saying, "I didn't do anything," right? Yeah. I think another interesting line that is a little bit different than what she's normally singing is if you're going to make me the villain, it's okay to ignore me. If it's like endurance, I'm used to it.
It's okay. If you're gonna make
It's just having another taste of it.
Which what part was that?
It's around like 1:30.
1:30-ish. Let's say 1:30. Okay, so if you're going to make me the villain, it's okay to ignore me. If it's endurance, I'm used to it. It's okay to ignore you, but that girl just ignored you and you stabbed her. Wait. If you're going to make me the villain, it's okay to
She's
ignore
like
me.
clearly upset, and she wants someone to help her, but she doesn't reach out to anyone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like she's like saying to her bullies, like, maybe you could just like ignore me rather than outwardly like hate me or bully me. I'm used to this sort of thing, but like, and she's just like, the whole time she acts like she's used to this and just putting up with it, right?
Right.
But all of a sudden, just the sight of that one girl,
that one
just,
girl,
like,
and like that
kind of
changes
broke the
everything.
dam in her.
Stop hurting. Like I feel like her actions are the only one that actually really matters the most to her. Sorry. And then it breaks, and then she stabs, and then she wants to feel alive to aid her breathe. I hope it will.
The only other interesting thing is the after she kills her, the scene in the classroom is very confusing.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Okay, so she's here, and oh my gosh, she's dead.
Like she's killed somebody.
She's killed
and then
somebody.
it goes like, whoa, everybody is around her and they know of this, right?
Yeah, like they've witnessed it. And then she actually... Everybody knows about it. I'm sorry, I can't be heard anymore. And then it goes back to, okay, so like
and all of a sudden everyone's like scared and gossiping about her now, right?
And these are different people, right? These look like different people.
I think they're just classmates.
They're just classmates, yeah, so they're not the friends or anything.
Yeah, they're once again, they don't have faces or anything.
No faces.
The girl clearly dies.
Yeah, clearly dead, yes.
Clearly dead. This is the weirdest scene. So, like, you know, in Japan, if someone dies, they put a flower on their desk.
Yeah, they put a flower on their desk.
It's kind of like that. There's some morbid drawings on the blackboard. I guess
Oh,
you
I
could
see
see
it.
bullying.
Yeah, the knife.
Yeah.
Someone unaliving. There's a stab right here. There's all this like cut out. Yeah, these are some like crazy drawings in the back right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And then like it zooms out to like the picture with the flower that
there's a
Moo
flower
is
right here.
holding
Yeah.
there. That shows that a classmate died. It's like it's actually like I think the seat next to hers, right? Because her seat was on the right. And that's
Right.
the
It's on
seat
the side
left.
and this is the other. Yeah.
But Moo is for some reason smiling. That was like
so
the weirdest, creepiest thing.
weird.
We're not sure why she's smiling or happy about this.
I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that like if you're getting bullied and you've had enough, why would you stab the one that like you would consider yourself friends with? Unless I'm making an assumption that she's a close friend, but like based on the imagery, she must have to, and the fact that she put a flower there, unless she's completely gone bonkers. But I don't think people just completely go bonkers like that, right?
Yeah, it definitely it's like something that's been building up, right? And it felt like she felt cornered and wanted to escape from her hourglass, and ended up finally snapping and doing it. But we're still not really sure. Like it's very hard to understand why she would have targeted who she did. And that was like the biggest point of contention that everyone was confused about. If it was just she was getting bullied and killed her bully, then that sucks and that's a crime, but that's a lot more sympathetic
But yeah,
than
it
killing
is.
a bystander or just a friend.
A bystander or a friend, yeah. I mean, I definitely don't think she's just a bystander, though. I am solid on that. Or I don't know. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna make a choice. I'm solid on that one. I don't think she's just a bystander. I do think that yeah, this one's tough. Did they ever figure this out during the third trial, or is this something that's still being investigated?
The second trial explains a lot more.
Okay, it does explain a lot more. And
It doesn't. It's still in like a very metaphorical way, but it's very clear that it's a different set of events than just what this shows.
a different set of events. Does the second trial make anything in the first trial clearer in the music video?
Yeah, because it's like before what led up to the bullying.
Before,
Because
what
it's
led up
not
to the
shown
bullying.
here, right? She's just being bullied.
Right,
We don't
she's
know
just being
why.
bullied.
So the next song is like why she was being bullied
I see,
or what
I
was
see.
happening.
Huh. Well, this is definitely one of the tough ones to determine whether she is guilty or not guilty, because we don't really know the complete story yet. Or I mean,
Yeah.
we could do it from this, but
Yeah. All I can say is like the perception at the time was like, oh, I would have forgiven her if she killed her bully.
yeah.
Right? I'm not
really?
sure why she
People would do
didn't
that?
kill her bully. And a lot of people are like, why is she trying to say sorry? Is it like the way she responded to the lipstick thing? Is it possibly she was just like unintentionally annoying that people disliked her, you know? Is it either she just never knew that she was being used by her friends, or is it possible she was just unintentionally annoying, just like in the voice drama where she always act really spoiled, right? Maybe she just like maybe she saw them as her friends and she didn't know how to treat them well, but they either always disliked her or like they grew to resent her because of her personality.
Yeah, I feel like that might have been the case. But I feel like she must have like done something other than just the bullying thing, because if she's not a reliable narrator, that means that like everything is from the perspective of like how like things are being done to her, but she's never done anything it's never showed anything that she's done to them. It's like you know when they talk about like narcissist, where it's just like if they talk about like, oh, it's like, you know, they did this to me and I did that to that, but then something that you start noticing is the fact that they don't say anything about like what they did or like what their fault was or why the situation turned out bad, because not everybody's completely faultless in a certain thing. There must be like something that you could have done to like mend the situation or whatever. It kind of feels like this in the music video, where it's just like, oh yeah, this happened to me, I did this, or blah 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 blah, but we never find out like why, other than that lipstick situation. So I feel like I'm just making assumptions here, but I'm also feeling like the girl who left her like is because of something that she might have done that might be unforgivable to her, like as a friend, and then she might have ended up like, I don't know, stabbing her because it's like, oh, like I thought like you actually cared for me, or like I thought that you were gonna stick with me like throughout all this time. Why are you ignoring me now when you're somebody that's close to me? That is the only thing that I could think of like why, because like a betrayal like that, where it's somebody close that you have expectations on, would hurt more than just some random bullies which you don't really care about, I guess. Yeah, so
it's like that. Yeah, it's very, very hard to interpret more than that, because she so desperately wants to be seen as innocent, right? She is so utterly convinced that she's innocent that she doesn't show us anything. She could show us like why she was bullied, and maybe it was like because she is rich, maybe it's because the bullies are like trying to take advantage of her, but she is like afraid that we might take the bully's side and doesn't show us anything. So that's like a very hard job to judge. The situation. It could be something she, again, like you said, internally felt like her friend betrayed her in such a big act that she's worried that like we don't think it's such a big deal, right? We're like, or maybe she only did this petty thing and whatever. It's not like she deserved to die for it, right? But like to Moo, it felt like it was very justifiable,
right?
So that's why she's huge, like obscuring all these details to us.
Yeah, I find it very interesting how this entire music video, like, it does feel like a cover-up, and it feels like she really is trying so hard to be innocent, because, like, as we're following through the story, it just feels so disjointed. Like, it just feels so off. Like, just her trying to convince us through the music video just feels so off.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only other thing I would point out is, like, in killing her, she seemed, like, very, like, frenzied and like, you know, she's like breathing deeply, she's shaking. So I wouldn't say like Moo's like, I don't think she's an intentional killer, you know? I don't think she is used to killing or anything. She looks like really panicked. So it's not like, oh, she just like is always psychotic. I don't think that was the case. You know, I definitely think it was like she was pushed to this, you know?
Now I'm thinking of like an alternate storyline too, which I feel like maybe I mean, it could be, maybe it could not be, but playing with the idea, I mean, if you wanted to flip it on its head, it could be that she stabbed the girl maybe because of like pressure of other people or fitting in, but I feel like that would be way too simple. Now I'm just like overcomplicating it because, you know, this story has to be a little bit more complicated than I'm thinking. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's hard to judge if you should forgive her or not forgive her. But I think a lot of the sentiment in the comments at the time was very much like, remember, you're not voting if she's guilty or not of the crime, because they are all in a sense guilty. You know, they're all guilty. They all caused someone to die. Yes. But do you forgive them or not is up to you. Do you think she was justified in doing it? Do you think she should not be held accountable for it? Do you think like this was an understandable, this was not real murder, this was like whatever lesson view of things, right? Because you know, like how Asa says, like, you know, if you're out of MILGRAM, you have to go to prison, you would have to face the police, and she seems shocked by this. What do you mean? Like, you killed someone, girl. Like that's undeniable. You know, like, we might forgive you. We are the audience, we might forgive you. for this because we can understand there's motives to killing someone that's not just, you know, the definition of law.
Right.
But so like that's what they also want to remind you of, that you're not voting based on like, or did they kill someone? They did. You know, it's
they
very
all killed
clear.
somebody.
She
Everybody's a
admits
murderer.
it. She's on screen killing someone. But do you think she was pushed in, you know, do you think she was just like possibly bullied or like or worse into the situation where she could be forgiven?
Is this justified? Like, is this something that could be forgiven because of the circumstances that are surrounding it by your own moral opinions and moral standards?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think we've covered pretty much most of it. There really isn't a lot that we could uncover compared to Futa, but thank you so much, Mimi, for this. Like, this was very, very insightful, very, very helpful for the Maeflowers too, because I know last week they were just like, I'm too dumb to think about it. I'm like, no, you guys got this. Plus, you have us. Plus, we have guests that can give you tips, you know.
I've said all that I can say.
Wow, amazing.
I hope you guys enjoy the future ones too. I think the other one that I like, the other one that's very interpretive that I thought was interesting was I think Mahiro's is pretty interesting.
Mahiro, okay, let me see.
Mahiro and Shido's are very interesting.
Yeah, that's next week. Yeah. Okay, yes,
Nice
definitely.
week.
I'm very, very excited.
I think I don't know who's on Kazui's week, but that one is like very much I could not tell what's going on and needed to like read comments.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've also noticed that there's a very specific person who actually creates a lot of the English version of the voice dramas, and then once it starts getting to the Kazui, which I'm looking here in my playlist, it's like a completely different person. So I feel like people are kind of just like interpreting or like going along and seeing things, and I'm assuming that the later trial is like it's a lot harder to like uncover too, because we still got to translate everything, right?
It's up to the individual, I would say. Like some of them are wordier or not as expressive. Some of them, like I think what's interesting is some of them, their personal feelings bleed very heavily into their music video. So whether they're convinced they're guilty or not guilty, like if they feel guilty, then I guess they like don't try to explain themselves as much. They
that makes sense.
They seem a little more like despondent, so to say, or whatever.
Right.
And then the ones that like are more like I guess they feel justified in what they're doing. They show you this like rosy version of what happened compared to like reality, right?
Yeah. Wow, well, I'm very, very excited for the next episodes, and I'm very excited to see, you know, whether or not people find these two guilty or not guilty. I know for me personally, actually, I don't want to influence anybody's decisions.
Oh yeah, you don't
want to
influence their votes. I will say Moo definitely confused me the most.
Yeah, Moo was confusing, absolutely. Yeah, I will say for the last episodes, because everybody already voted for Haruka, or was it? Haruka and Yuno. I think Yuno is not as guilty, and I think Haruka is. I think he's guilty. I agree with the votes from last week.
You think Haruka's guilty?
Maybe. I mean, I'm leaning more towards guilty than not guilty, but he does. There probably has to be more to it, but I think what's throwing me off is that a lot of like his situation happened when he was like a kid, and I don't know, I feel like I can't fault anybody when things happen to them where it was a kid, but like that's really hard. Like when we first saw the Moo audio drama, the story that it actually reminded me of was do you know the Gypsy Rose case?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
very
don't know
much
why.
like, it's like, I guess like abuse or like they don't know any better kind of deal.
Yeah, like there's this moral dilemma that comes up where it's like, if a child went through some sort of abuse as a kid, but then they grow up, but they didn't have the right influences around them to let them know any better or teach them what is right from wrong. And they end up killing somebody, like either like as an adult or when they're a kid, is that still excusable? And when I think about the Gypsy Rose case, I think about the fact that, you know, like abuse did happen when she was young, but then later on she ended up unaliving her mother, and then, you know, she went to jail for it, and like, you know, she comes out of it, but she still, you know, she still has a lot of those signs of abuse, and, you know, abuse becomes abuse, or sort of things, situations happening in her relationships. But then, you know, like a lot of this Milgram kind of reminds me of that story, like the whole morally gray thing, where it's like, is that justified? You know, like, you know, is unaliving somebody that justified when you're just trying to escape it, or like when you're a kid and you don't know any better, like, you know, that's kind of how I feel about like Haruka sometimes. So I don't know, like I feel like they do have to like learn it, in the same way, reflecting to Futas as well. You know, you have to have some consequence so that you learn that it's wrong.
Yeah, definitely Haruka's problem is it's hard to fault him, right? If he doesn't understand what's going on, if he doesn't understand it's wrong, right? And he's not like developmentally equipped to understand it, then like is he really culpable of his actions?
Right, exactly. But yeah, I think
I will say I voted Haruka and Yuno not guilty. I voted them
not
both.
guilty?
I forgave both of them.
you forget both of them. Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, maybe I'll have to look at the Haruka again, and then I'm sure maybe like I'll change my mind or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But,
he's one of those difficult cases for sure.
Yeah, no, he's definitely difficult. But yes, thank you so much, Mamie. And with that, we're ending the second episode of this first trial series. Thank you for hanging on, and I know that you weren't feeling as well, so I do hope that you feel
it's
better.
okay. I took some meds, so I'm just I'm bouncing back.
Yeah, I'm sending you all the healing and love, and, you know, hugs and everything like that. Definitely get some rest, you know, get some rest, drink some water, eat some food, and I will see you again next time. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, and I hope everybody continues to enjoy Milgram. Just don't look at spoilers, but go listen to the songs you've been exposed to many times, because they're bangers.
Listen to it, and if you want, you could look at the interviews as well. I think the interviews definitely give you a lot more background information.
That's the first episode of Milgram I've seen. Yeah, I think it's very much like you know, a fun thought experiment, but I think it has a lot of like I think it like reflects a lot on society, you know?
Yeah.
It's a good like, it tests the water on how society like views such crimes, you know, outside of just legal aspects.
Right, yeah, I agree as well. Yeah, and also like I'm getting a lot of insight into like Japanese culture and Japanese laws too, and like the differences between morality in that sense too.
Especially because like crimes like Futas is like socially not that acceptable, but legally it was kind of like a race flew under the radar, right? Whereas like crimes like Yuno's is something that's like villainized by the law, but the public perception is actually much more forgiving of it.
Right.
So that can really influence whether somebody thinks they're guilty or innocent, right?
Yeah. Oh, well. Thank you.
I would love to talk more about it sometime.
Yeah, same here. No. Once I finish the series, I'm gonna message you. I'm like, maybe I finished it.
Okay.
No, we need to talk more about it.
Then we can go dissect the latest episode.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever get to like the second or first trial, like it's gonna be like even longer, because I'm gonna be like, okay, look at this music video, but then we're gonna go to the first trial, and then we're gonna do some cross-referencing, and then we're gonna talk about the parallels and everything. So,
but I think what's interesting is the there's like little interludes of what happens to them in prison in between, you know?
Interludes.
So
yeah.
So like the consequences of our votes reaches them essentially.
Mm-hmm,
You don't know right now. You don't know what will happen if we forgive or don't forgive them. But like what they do and their mental state and stuff is directly influenced by the results. Which is
That's
interesting.
crazy. Like a whole reality show. I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
Show. Yeah, like I know, like
We
in the
vote them off
mainstream
the
right now, it's like
island.
Love Island. Yeah, it's like Love Island, except a little bit darker. A lot darker.
A lot darker. More like Survivor.
Yeah, like Survivor. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're enjoying things, and thank you everyone for sticking with us for like 3 hours.
Was it 3 hours? Oh gosh, 3 hours of analyzing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know if every one of them will be that long, but yeah.
No, this
There's
was
a lot to say
particularly
about
long
these.
because of Moo. Because Moo was like, we also learned a little bit more about S, and it was a lot longer than usual. But
Yeah.
it was good. It was good.
A lot to think about, a lot to chew on.
Yeah. All right. I will see you around, Mimi. Thank you so much for coming here. Really appreciate you and your smartness and your big brain and your everything.
Yeah, thank you for having me so we could geek out together.
Yes. Okay, I'll see you. So goodbye.
Yeah, I will see you. Bye-bye.
Yippee! All right, guys, let's do a bit of some post talking. Oh, let me see. She's just winking. She's like, goodbye, guys. Goodbye. How do I do this? Oh, here we go. I figured it out. Okay, yippee! Let me turn this off and then let's get back to it, guys. Now it's time to go back to our prison beds. Yes. We're not in the prison cells, but we do have our own little guard beds that we could go to today. Thank you guys so much for this wonderful stream of MILGRAM. We are going to be rating someone, but we are going to do a quick recap before we start heading out. Let me figure out who to raid into first. Who have we not raided in a while? Okay, so we're gonna go to Rebby's right after this. Okay, we're gonna go to Rebby Rampin stream. Yes, Mimi also explains how this works more in detail at the beginning of the VOD. Yeah. So, Mimi actually gave a lot of context. Like, honestly, a lot of that information was something... Sorry. A lot of that information was something that maybe I should have mentioned in the very, very beginning of our episodes. But the thing is, I am just as lost as you are. I am just as, I am also as. I also have forgotten my memories. I also don't remember, like, anything. Also, even if I have read, like, the website, I didn't quite understand how the interaction works, how, like, the concepts work. And having Mamie along, who is a super expert at MILGRAM, and also kind of like an English major and kind of like understands all of the things that are going on and have already analyzed it inside and out, gives me a lot more to work off of, and also gives me a lot more like context clues and like a lot of help from you guys and a lot of like hints and tricks and like all of these different things so that you can get the right answer. But it seems that currently, the trials are not completely over yet. I don't know when the trials completely end. Even at the end of the first trial, we're still unsure whether or not like people are guilty or not guilty about certain things, and I am going to be basically judging it off of my sense of morality versus your sense of morality in a sense. So this is probably the most in-depth analysis or just talks about MILGRAM that you will get on the internet, which is kind of crazy because there's a lot out there, okay? There's probably like analysis on the internet, there's probably a lot of audio dramas, there's possibly like a lot of music videos, but this is like a very first time really following it from the beginning and the end and really kind of just like dissecting and going through the in and out, like really digging as deep as we could go on stream in real time. And I think that's just so interesting. Like, I know it's interesting for you guys, but for me, like, I'm geeking out about it. And like, it's not even the fact that I love dissecting music video and music itself. It's just dissecting and really being able to analyze human psychology as well. And you know, something that I do wish I could do more of, but like I can't do it because otherwise this would be like what, a 4, 5, 6 hour stream, is I want to be able to actually analyze the musical choices that were made to be able to bring up very specific emotions, or have it show within the context of like the characters itself. But like I said, that would take a very, very, very long to do, and I am not like a music major. I am a music appreciator. I am a music lover. So you know, that would be a whole other thing in and of itself. The 3 rounds are meant to shed more POVs and information each time. However, people get attached to characters, so it's interesting how it affects how much you want to forgive. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you know, I should have asked you this question before you left, but like, you know, for the people who actually do continue watching the 2nd and 3rd trials, if we end up not streaming other seasons, I hope that we do. It really depends on the popularity of it. Has how you felt about a character change based on the information that was given between the 2nd and the 3rd trials? Like, for instance, was there a specific character that you're like absolutely guilty, absolutely should be in jail, should rot in jail, should absolutely be unalive, the death penalty, blah 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 blah, and then you find out more information, you're like, oh, poor baby, no, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so harsh. Mood definitely. Oh gosh. Oh, maybe we're being a bit too harsh on her, right? Yeah, maybe we're being a little bit too harsh on her. I don't know. No, because I do get suspicious of people like that, but maybe it's because I'm coming from an experience where I'm not a super rich, pretty girl that can just do that, and maybe it's just me projecting. I don't know. It's just me projecting. It's you know, this series is a reflection of humanity as well, right, guys? Right? I find them interesting. I don't dislike them. Also, the fandom simps and oofies. A lot of the men. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I feel like with me, like there are definitely some girls that I probably will like. Mahito, my beloved. Oh, I'm so excited to see Mahito. I'm very, very excited for that. Hello, Mion. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Well, we are gonna be ending stream very, very soon. You know, we just wanted to bask in the knowledge, guys. We wanted to bask into the feeling of us feeling smart, even though yeah, you know what? No, we are smart. We are smart. We are big brain. We are the biggest brain of the prison guards there is, guys. Yeah, Mahito, she is. Oh wait. Oh, this is the preview, guys. This is the preview. The people who have already watched this are talking about the next one, so now this is going to give you guys a little bit of a what do you call it? Like a sneak peek of how it's going to be. But according to what everybody's saying, next episode is going to be really good. Apparently, I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't quite watched it yet, but I think that it's going to be worth watching, worth going through. So we'll see how it goes. May, the gun is literally pointing at you. Nah. Don't feel threatened by that. Don't feel threatened by that. I've been pointing at you guys for a bit of time now. Plus, you're a prison guard. You're not one of the prisoners, so you should not feel threatened by my gun right now. You know, it's just to threaten the prisoners that we have. It was fun to exercise a little gray cells. Is May holding the figure on the trigger? Gun safety? No, I am not. No, this is gun safety. I'm putting it on top of the trigger, guys. Yes, I do have proper trigger discipline. Absolutely. Oh, Mia, I just wanted to say I was singing along with your Crime and Punishment. Mia, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Oh my gosh. Yes, I also like singing Crime and Punishment every once in a while too. But yeah, thanks so much for watching it. For the people who are very interested in my music content, this is just, you know, just stream music analysis content because I am such a geek with all this type of stuff. But if you want to see everything put into action, if you guys want to hear me sing, feel free to check out my other channel as well on MAEFAE Melodies. I have 2 separate channels, which is my content channel here, and also my my music channel, which I actually do sing and all that stuff. But before we end stream, we have to make sure we thank our sponsors. Are we ready for the sponsors, guys? Dun 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 dun! Here it is, the ending of the episode until the next one. anime, guys? Do you feel like you're in an anime? Is this an anime? I feel like we need a theme song. We need a theme song, guys. What's a good theme song for this? Something dark. Okay, here go. I got a theme song for you. Na 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 na. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what else is a messed up song. Guys, I should have had an anime opening, an anime ending song. If we're gonna have this fun. Sorry, I'm a little unprepared. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? We'll see you tomorrow.